Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday and welcome into Zelda Speedruns. Today, for the weekly race, we have the Scrubs Tournament Season 7 Qualifier number 2. Tracking today are Lady Draco and Procrastinator Rat, and on commentary are Ink and Estantia. I'm going to hand it over to the two of them. Enjoy the race, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're all enjoying your weekend.
Yes, it is a Sunday, yes.
Yeah, so 4 runners we got for today are new IT guy, Daredevil X, Koval, and Green Pepper CH. Couple things I know about these runners. New IT guy, of course, he's done. You might have seen that name around if you've watched a few other ZSR streams. He's done a lot of volunteering work on that end.
Just a little. Just a little.
Just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. And Green Pepper is I believe he was a Scrubs player 2 seasons ago. And he does a lot of commentary for the French community.
Yeah, Devin's been around as a player for a long time. He's a good egg.
Yes, and Koval. I know less about Koval than the other 3 personally, but I have seen them around. I believe he did play League last season, if I remember correctly, at least. So
I wouldn't know. I'm afraid I've not been paying much attention to various stuff. That said, this is for the Scrubs qualifier as well as being the weekly, isn't it?
yes, this is actually the weekly, which is combined as a qualifier. So, they decided to run the qualifier at the same time as the weekly to get as many people as possible. As Scrubs depends for the system it works in order to get new players their place in the tournament. It also some top players and higher level players in general need to participate so that the placements are more accurate and there's some sort of baseline. But regardless, we're starting right away. We got a Sun Song start, as well as Prelude, of course.
Sun Song definitely accurate for now where I am, but we'll see. Ooh, starting in Hyrule Castle. That's going to be very convenient if they ever need to go to Castle Fairy. Do you reckon someone might actually go for the distant Hyrule Castle hints?
Maybe, but we do have our first hint, Graveyard to Phantom Ganon. And it looks like we got our Foolishes from Devin's side. Jabu, Water, and Fountain. However, we are missing a Foolish hint. And instead we got a hint for Claim Check being a bow. Now, what this means is that because we only got 3 of the 4 Foolishes, because normally we're supposed to have 4, it means that every other area in the game besides those 3 has an item guaranteed. It could be something as useless as a Zora tunic or a wallet, or something useful like a bomb bag. So
That's some really fascinating hint logic right there. But also, Claim Check being bow is interesting, and the fact we have Sun Song, well, that's some checks in graveyards done.
it'll be a lot easier to get to Dampe digging and then do chickens at the same time.
I mean, and also Sun Song Grave. Because that's tasty check for freezing the Redead in place.
Of course, Scrubs has 3 pre-completed dungeons. I didn't... Yeah, DC, Deku, and Shadow are pre-completed, which means we have to do all the other dungeons. That being water, Jabu, fire, spirit, and forest.
Which is kind of mean, like, they've pre-completed 2 of the easy ones for us. Though I'm not complaining about having Shadow already pre-done.
Yeah, definitely on the meaner side. You know, it's
Oh.
obviously much nicer if you had to do DC and Deku, and instead you got like water pre-completed, maybe fire pre-completed.
Forest?
Yeah,
Because forest takes quite a lot of items as well as a lot of time.
Yeah, mainly the time. It's the longest dungeon in the game. So looks like we got a little bit of variance. New IT guy, Devon, and Green have all decided to go to Ranch, coming out of Market, and Koval has decided to post Decadence.
Yep.
We also got Storms in Ranch, but Koval on the other hand is doing something different and rushing Adult. So we're going to see a little bit of variance from our runners on Restream. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm liking being able to get the pose as a hint. It's just we don't actually care about deck and nut capacity this time. I'm wondering if we are trying to hunt that claim check for an easy bow.
It would be hopeful if we can get one.
On the other hand, if that bow is the only one that we have available, then this is going to be a very interesting stream.
I will comment, however, thankfully the trade quest, unlike a lot of other tournaments, the trade quest in Scrubs is only the claim check. So you only will ever get the claim check as the item. You won't have to, unthaw King Zora, turn in the trade item, then go to the lab. None of that. They'll just get a claim check straight up. So.
Oh yeah, but you still have to find the one check in the haystack.
That is true. That is true.
And we all know just how fun. Oh, we only need to find this one check is.
We got our first path hint.
Morpher. Second path hint.
Oh right, yes, Graveyard the Phantom Gang was our first in Hyrule Castle. That's right.
And now we get Gerudo Training Grounds to Morpher. Okay, if that had said Graveyard, I would be suspecting a bow in Graveyard, but no.
So now we're seeing even more splitting up. Ooh, some bomb chews for Koval, who went Adult.
Yeah, I would definitely not say no to those bomb chews. I'm liking the fact we do actually have some night market going on.
So already even more variants. Devon going to night market, cleaning up the market checks, whereas Green is actually heading straight to Kakiri Forest, it seems. So they're going to be doing Childwood stuff. Find out what the Kakariko adult song is. Zelda's Lullaby.
Nice, nice. Like to have that one early rather than searching for it later. Also, new IT guy, I absolutely feel you. There is a reason why I turn off shooting gallery on mine. My aiming is atrocious.
Something very minor. Green managed to get the skull in Kakiri Forest. child at night without not even breaking his stick.
Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, I'm liking the divergence we're getting now.
What an adult spawn! Okay, so Devon spawned in Zora's Fountain as adult, which means, well,
Oh, we have access.
we have access to ice already.
Oh boy. Oh, hello, Mother's house. Bombs.
Come bag. And yes, so another hint we just got, as Devon's about to fetch the other one, we got a Child Spirit dual hint, which Child sides both 2 keys, and now we're getting a Skull Mask as dead hint.
And several people will be very pleased about that. Because much as it's easy to do Skull Mask, it's awkward.
Oh no, Koval got Minuet in Graveyard. That could be our path. That would be a waste of a path if that's the case.
It does, however, tell you that Saria's is somewhere hidden deep, and that means Darunia is blocked.
That is true, and, well, looks like Sunsung is dead. According to Green Pepper's Kikiri Storm's hint. Unfortunately, Koval doesn't know that.
Just shout-outs for random enemies just photobombing in song cutscenes. It's always funny.
Domain dual hint, and Child Domain is dead.
Diving Game is dead. We've still got the Oh no, it did say Torch Run as well as Diving Game,
Yes.
didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 2 of them.
For some reason, I thought for a moment that Diving Game had 2 rewards, like Bomb Tube Bowling, and I'm like, no, that's not right. Legend Graveyard is dead.
Evan pointing out that the biggest Zora's Domain child hater, me, being on comms, might have made the checks dead. Funny coincidence there.
I mean, I can't comment. There have been several seeds where I've just grumbled about certain things and like, oh hey, this thing I hate isn't happening here.
So Devon has, of course, headed to CAC. Green is still finishing up Child Woods with his newly acquired bomb bag, and we got Koval doing Dampe Race. And Ice
And
Duel.
Final Treasures of Ice are not useful, so that fountain access is significantly less helpful than hoped. Though that's only the final treasures, it would be the absolute biggest troll if it was a case of, so Zora's Fountain is foolish, the end of Ice Cavern is foolish, but something you need's in the first check.
I wanted to also point out that we did get a Goron tunic from Dampe Race, which, boy, would it be mean if that was our path item to Phantom Ganon instead of Minuet.
Hello, Hovers. Green Pepper just picked up Hovers from Lostwood Scrub.
The one-time shadow is pre-completed, but
Yep.
still useful to get the Bolero song later.
And also Volcano, and also Bits in Spirit. Because who knows, we might have to walk across the desert.
20 and 30 skulls are both dead today. However, of course, we might still have to do 10.
Do we get a hint for 20?
Yes, so 20 and 30 are always hints, and of course 40 and 50 skulls are junked because it would be pretty mean for new players to do 50 skulls first hook seed of any kind.
So, fun fact. Guess what some of my early seeds got?
40 skulls first hook, maybe 50 skulls first boomerang.
I think it
those
was
lines?
something like Din's Fire.
I see. My condolences.
Your condolences are appreciated.
So we got Treasure Chest Game is dead, and something I also wanted to note is Koval managed to get a bottle, so they could, in theory, take that ball to ice. We're also seeing new IT guy going to Zora's River as adult, and they're gonna pick up a wallet.
Actually, if the song in Ice Cavern is Song of Time, that might actually be important for Gerudo Training Grounds, because we know Gerudo Training Grounds is on the path to Morpha.
It very well could be. It could also be important for the River Chest and Water Temple if that happens to have our boss key, or even just an important item.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see if the runners decide to make that decision to go there just in case, or if they just decide to skip ice altogether.
Well, the thing is, as soon as they check their adult spawn, if they have a bottle, they might go, well, may as well, I'm already here.
Of course, only Devin's checked it, and he's going to be picking up his bottle later.
I think 2 people have had the ice hint now.
The hint, yes. Oh, we're seeing Bombchu bowling from green side.
Apparently, we have found that Saria's is Epona's song. Treasure Chest Going Dead. Dad has a sling. Oh, is that so? That's locked by Saria's as a guess.
And we got a bottle on Bombchu bowling. Unfortunately, we haven't found the one with the letter yet, so...
So yeah, that's still an issue for getting to Javu. Also, apparently, Green Pepper has a friend in bowling.
Green actually opting to not get the bottle in the end. Ooh, and Saria's song is in the minuet check, which means that minuet is indeed the path.
Yep, it's just an access path, theoretically. Theoretically.
Of course, there's still a chance the wallet could, lead to the first hook in Deep Fire or something like that, but most likely it is just the minuet.
Have we seen Dampe digging? I don't
Not
think
yet,
we have.
actually.
Am I just trying to curse this run? Maybe.
Green checking the spawn immediately, and they find out the funny news.
Pepper is now going to regret not having picked up that bottle.
For sure.
Pepper, you knew this place was foolish.
Must have forgot. Yeah, I know Devin also went around here, but he was mostly checking the hints. He wasn't really caring about the checks as much as Green was, so... Koval is going to pick up their hover boots momentarily. Perhaps they can use their bomb chews and those hover boots to get the Bolero song that we have not seen yet. Devin doing the same, actually. Devin and Koval pretty much side by side right now.
I do love when people split apart and then end up back in the same place.
At the same time too, yeah. Koval...
Oh, we've
Going
not
to
seen
get-
Boulder of Destiny yet, have we?
No, we haven't.
It's not anything.
Yep. Just
Even a
quick-
hint isn't anything.
But Koval and Devin going to get their bomb bags now, so that will push them in the direction of the Bolero song and Adult Goron City even more.
So here's the question. We have some dungeons where we've got the rewards already. Does that stop things being in the dungeon?
Yes, that it does. The only instance where those dungeons can be useful for anything is in the extremely rare case, which we did have one time in Scrubs last year, but I will mention on Restream, I was comms for that, where you might be expected, if it's like a 30 skull seed, to go into the pre-completed dungeons just to get the skulls. But other than that, no items can be in there.
Okay, that is good and useful to know because that adds in some more foolishes.
Yes, so essentially on top of whatever the 4 foolishes are, you have the 3 pre-completed dungeons being also foolish.
Yep, so that bomb bag's going to be significantly less helpful with Cavern out of consideration.
For sure.
So here's a question. When do they go well? They've got Zelda's Lullaby, they've got bombs, they've got storms. When do they go there?
Say, as soon as they are finished with the Death Mountain Crater loop, where, you know, they've done Goron City, Death Mountain Crater, Death Mountain Trail, then would be a very good time, especially because we still have the Graveyard to Phantom Ganon Path, and while it most likely is the Minuet, we have not seen Dampe Digging yet, so there could be a hookshot in Dampe Digging too, right? So it's not only a combination of that, but also, realistically speaking, the well is probably our most dense location available right now.
Yeah, I'm just noting that they're doing the Death Mountain loop generally as adults. At which point they need to go child and then loop back here, which might lead to them putting things off.
Yeah, it depends what items they end up getting from here. And wow, ooh, what a hint from Devin. Frogs, we got a Frogs duel hint. This is an always hint. The Frogs in the Rain and the Final Frogs, of course. However, while Final Frogs is dead, our Frogs in the Rain is Rudo's letter. So we now know where Rudo's letter is.
And we even have Song of Storms to go get it.
Yep. And
That
bombs
is
as
actually
well.
going to push them child, which is a good thing.
And also, the Crater song is, well, Death Mountain Crater Twin Rova, we just got Requiem from there. So I wonder what that path would be.
Wap, wap. I wonder, is it songs are important to the seed?
Yeah, kind of bad luck with the path so far, in the sense that they just keep hinting the song items, which you're gonna get anyways, rather than an item that might be in somewhere obscure, right? So
As I have stated many times, nice settings does not always equal nice seed.
Kakariko Village to Volvagia. Now, I
We
believe
got a bottle in Redead Grotto.
yes, but there's one equally available on Bombchu Bowling, so
So we're reckoning. What were the songs again? It was Zelda's Lullaby.
Yes, and Zelda's Lullaby cannot be path. So that means that path is still very much unresolved. And there's a chance that, maybe chickens can have something, maybe Cack Archery, maybe even the Burning Kakariko song, because apparently that's not, well, actually not the Burning Kakariko song, because fire is the green medallion, so that would be locked behind fire, but yeah, most likely it's one of the checks we haven't done yet.
So probably Kakariko Archery or 10 Skulls, do you reckon?
Yes, or chickens.
Or chickens. We do love our chickens here. So yeah, that's absolutely gonna get them to come here as child, at which point that's when they do well.
That sounds about accurate.
At which point I'm guessing that's probably the first stop for all of these guys once they've sorted their adult loops.
Thing is, they will have.
Chickens.
Yeah, the nice thing is they will have the Requiem song to actually go get the child checks if they know how to do the trick with bomb chews.
Oh, wait, are they actually? Oh right, in spirit, yes, child spirit.
Yeah, yes, in child spirit to clarify. Yeah, to get
Yeah,
the
I
two
was just
there.
how does Requiem of Spirit help in Kakariko or with? Well, and I was like, is chicken dive legal here? I didn't think chicken dive was legal.
Sometimes I wish it was.
It would mean that we got to see more chickens on stream, and we do not object to the chickens being on stream.
Well, checking their spawn and finding out the news now. And they do have a bottle, I believe, so they could very well decide to go to ice. And it looks like that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I'd be interested.
I believe.
I'd be surprised if they didn't get the other hint first, though.
I think they never got the dual hint on their end. Maybe they did, but regardless, not a bad play to go for the Song of Time, knowing that Training Ground is path, and maybe Water River Chest has something.
Also, nice cold ice cold milk.
How is that milk not frozen yet?
Because they picked it up in a grotto where it's been cool and shielded underground.
Oh no, I mean once they went into the ice cavern, surely it's like minus 20 in there. Surely it must have froze by now.
Okay, so it does take time to freeze.
True.
And also, I guess that would be one way to get the milk out of the bottle, just have it expand and kind of shoot out the top.
I'm gonna be interested to see if Devon and Green decide to warp back to ice, because Koval kind of just checked their spawn for the first time and decided, on a whim, you know what, I'm here, let's do it. But
Green
like...
Pepper sitting looking at the frog's hint for a while, just contemplating their life decisions.
Thankfully, he hasn't gone to River yet at all, so it's not like he's double backing.
Yep.
So, Devin going back to Child. Be interested to see what he does here. However, it seems that most likely his next destination is going to be Graveyard as Child, Kakariko as Child, then Bomb the Well.
Unless stopping... Actually, no. I would argue stopping by Zora's River first to pick up that Ruto's letter.
That is definitely an option as well.
Oh no, new IT guy.
Failing the jump slash, but it's okay. He has a Goron tunic. He's not under time pressure. I think that was another bomb back. Oh,
That's
okay,
a
never
Kikiri
mind.
sword.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a Kikiri sword. Wow, big pull, but unfortunately,
But no.
So it's just a quality of life type of thing. Yeah.
Probably useful for Dead Hand at least. If
Yes,
you're not
and
confident enough to use sticks.
Yes.
Also, yes, Death Mountain Crater to Rover. On the other hand, Requiem Spirit.
In a situation where there are two keys on Child's side, no less. So that is almost certainly our path.
I mean, I guess it's nice to know that you have to go Child Spirit.
Just
like you're not going to be wasting time if you do Child Spirit. You know it's actually needed.
Yeah, the only thing that really sucks is that even without the path, we would know it too because of the dual hint for Child Spirit, right? Which tells you there's two keys there. So, you know, it's kind of like a waste of either a path hint or a dual hint in that sense because it's redundant.
Yep, unfortunately, it sometimes just happens. Oh, hello, chickens. Okay, we're down to archery or Burning Kakariko song, I think, and I don't think it's the song.
Yeah, it can't be the song because Fire locks that song, unfortunately, so...
So it's just archery. Or 10 Skulls.
Archery or 10 Skulls, yeah.
Which means it has to actually be an item. At which point, 10 Skulls hook? What do people reckon?
Could be that. Devin changing it to Night here to farm up some skulls from Kakariko. However, I don't know how much he's been pushing them. Let's see here. Oh, he's at 7, so he'll be able to get it very shortly.
I mean, yeah, given, wasn't it Devin who got the skull in Child Lost Woods?
I think Devin hasn't been there yet. I think only Green went to Childwoods. If I remember correctly.
Well, no, they can't have done because Devin's got bomb bags, so he has to have been. Sorry,
he went there
Forest.
as adult. Yeah, he went there as adult. He used Minuet and then made a stop in Kikiri Forest as adult.
I do like getting skulls out the way early.
So Devin's gonna be the first to 10.
Let's see what we got, because it's this or archery.
A strength.
Oh no.
Okay. That is very interesting because if there's another strength available, then we're now looking at Spirit Temple.
Or there's something in Forest.
Yes. Or even the worst case scenario, absolute worst case scenario, because we haven't gotten a hint for it yet, OGC Fairy.
Or could be that everything's in Training Grounds. Could be in Strength Room.
Yes, that too.
Just chuck everything in Training Grounds.
I believe that was Qual 1 where everything was in Training Grounds.
It happens a surprising amount. It really shouldn't, and yet.
So we're getting our first look at the Requiem song on Green's side, and that is Nocturne. So he's going to have a easy way to get to Kakariko.
And I think that, yeah, that definitely kills any chance of the song being useful. What on earth is that on the arch? Was that a gold rupee or was that something more interesting?
I think it was a gold rupee, yeah. Maybe it could be light arrows.
It was shiny.
So we're getting our first look at Well from Devon's side.
Excellent.
And it's already paying out. There's our bow.
Oh, yes.
Well, now we don't have to worry about claim check anymore.
And we can see if something else is in Kakariko Archery.
Yes, that's true.
Wait, what was that key model?
Oh yes, so the keys are sort of color-coded. They've updated the models to make them kind of color-coded. So the fire keys are red, the water keys are blue, the ball and the well keys are like a light purple, shadow keys are dark one purple. We got another big chest, by the way. Nehru's. Well, now we have a
Okay,
condom.
but the most annoying thing about Nehrus, because generally I would absolutely love to have Nehrus in most circumstances, except that you can't cast other magic while you have it up, and this includes shooting arrows.
Yep.
So, like, the best use case for it is non-viable.
Interesting here on Green's side is that he is going to Ice Cavern as well, and I believe unlike Koval, he has the Song of Time, and Koval did indeed pick up Song of Time, it appears, according to the tracker. So now Green is going to follow suit. See Dead Hand on Devin's side, and it's already a big chest. It's the fire arrows.
Yeah, I'm not going to object to fire arrows. Especially given that Bo was in this.
Yeah, we might have a use case for them in Spirit Temple for the Firelock checks if we don't find the Dins, or we don't climb as Child and do like the torches as Child.
Or, I'm just saying, if we really want to be mean, Lake Hylia. For regular arrows, not specifically fire arrows.
Ah,
That said, it didn't say. Oh wait, hang on. It didn't say that Wasteland was foolish.
correct. So one thing I should mention that's kind of surprising, not many people might realize it. There are the way they did the Foolishes this season as opposed to last season is there are some areas that they don't hint Foolish, no matter what, like they just
Damn.
refuse to. So Wasteland is one of those, and I believe Temple of Time is another one, so like the lax check.
Is OGC included in that?
Well, OGC is part of the Castle Fairies always, so technically yes. But
Yeah, okay.
But I believe the other one is Gerudo Fortress. So, horseback, like, that area could be barren but not hinted. However, aside from those specific areas that they decided to not allow to be hinted Foolish, and the 3 Foolishes we got, then besides those 3, all other areas have an item. Which, by the way, something to note that's interesting. We got a domain duel hint. Again, new IT guy showing it off once again. However, there's no items from it, which means that there has to be something on King Zora.
Yes. Yeah, I was just trying to work out if it didn't say that Wasteland was Foolish, then maybe there was something there, but nope. Nope, just possibly not included.
It's something they turned on this season. They didn't have it last season. Last season they did have a couple seeds where this scenario happened, and Wasteland had an item guaranteed. So it's like, well, go to Wasteland, and then it was like a Zora tunic, right? So
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see what's on King Zora.
bear in mind, once again, something to note is that while like the hint system does mean that King Zora does have to have an item, it could be an item that's not useful, like a second wallet, or rather a third wallet, or like a second bomb bag, a second bow, something that we already have. But it could be something very important too, so we'll see if it does end up being required. If it does, then that will be very interesting.
Because, yeah, I'm fairly sure that whoever else did Ice Cavern didn't do King Zora.
No, nobody's done King Zora yet because we spawn on the other side of him. So, no, but they haven't unfreeze him. They could unfreeze him and then go back later. So we're getting our first look at Child Goron City, and also Devin's picking up the Ruto's letter that was hinted. But we did have a slingshot hinted on Dancing Dad, and now we're getting our first look at Goron Pot and Hot Rodder as well.
Again, good checks to just get out of the way.
Yeah, I do like this from new IT guy, not orphaning Child Goron City. A good way to think about it, as a wise person once told me, just think of Child Goron City as an extension of Lost Woods. It's not even its own thing, it's just extended Lost Woods.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yes, Trilobites. You may notice we have a lot of people in ice. That's because the adult spawn is in Zora's Fountain. They are right outside. Nope, Hot and Hot Rodder are not anything.
Yep, we'll see if Target in the Woods ends up being something. But regardless, it will potentially help new IT guy do... Well, he doesn't have Requiem quite yet, because he didn't do the Crater Loop like the other runners did. But once he does, he can use the Slingshot to do that a little bit easier. Child Spirit. Target in the Woods is a scale.
Now that is interesting.
could actually be useful if new IT guy is familiar with gold scale water. Perhaps he can skip the requirement to get iron boots and just do water gold scale, assuming central pillar isn't a boss key. So that's potentially an option for him now.
Dampe digging is just a blue pea.
Yep. So now we've seen all the graveyard checks, and that oh no, we haven't seen Royal Tomb Torches. That's right.
Oh yes, that's true. We haven't actually seen that.
And we got the toilet in GTG being dead.
Yay!
Well, thank God that's not where our long shot is.
We are not going to be spending an inordinate amount of time on the toilet today, folks.
Something I wanted to point out that Devin did, which is very interesting, is he went out of his way to turn in the letter. Which means he's going to be setting up for doing King Zora in the future, essentially, and that's a beautiful peak. That means our boss key is on the Silver Gauntlets chest. Right hand.
Nice, nice. And apparently Devon wants whatever's on the arch.
We didn't get that good of a look on it on Restream. I think it's... Let me see if once he goes back into... Okay, he's deciding not even to go to Child Spirit. That's interesting, considering there's 2 keys.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's not just doing it while he's here.
Well, Devin is going to do Child Woods now.
And presumably link it into Child Goron City?
Yes.
New IT guy picking up skulls for that 10 skull Kakariko. And also looks like he's set up the time nicely for Dampe digging too.
Yeah, I wanted to comment that new IT guy is, I believe, missing the Frog's 1 hint for his letter, and yet he's been to Adult River, so he's gonna need that really badly.
Ooh, yes.
He's gonna actually go back for the letter. He'll definitely need the hint.
Yeah, that might have just been a time of day calculation for making sure that he got digging.
Could be, yes. We've seen Kikiri Sword Chest from Green side already.
Oh, we've seen it from several people and it wasn't anything. Or at least we didn't notice it, so it probably wasn't anything.
Green going to head into Bomb the Well now. He'll be following Devin's footsteps and getting the bow and fire arrows. He's taking a little bit of a different route. Looks like he's going to come back for the bow after he finishes up with the left side of Well. It was a very funny diving animation from Green's side. It was like he was diving into the land.
Ooh. Sorry, I just noticed that my lovely, lovely boyfriend behind me has just started Silk Song, so I got temporarily distracted. I think people are mostly just retreading bits we've already seen at this point.
So, I think it's looking like Devon's going to be diverging compared to everybody else first, unless the others do some interesting decisions of their own, like poor Koval pulled out letter instead of the bomb.
Oops.
Yep, now he'll have to wait for the hot rod to come back around.
Okay, so you've done well. You've done downpay digging. You may even have gone and got your Ruto's letter. Where do you go next?
Well, for
You
Devon,
chase the strength, I guess? Which means, no, you
yeah,
can't
but
get into forest.
yeah, you can't really do much for the strength right now is the issue because there's not really much open. Like you can't go to fire really. I mean, unless you get enough keys.
I mean, at this
And
point, I'm just thinking. At this point, do you go and check the first chest in fire?
um, no, I think that going just for the first chest is like pretty slow. Like it'll take a long time to do that one check because you have to minuet and then trek all the way there. I think a good play would be Child Spirit, or on Devon's side, Devon hasn't done ice yet. He could do ice, and we can find out what's on King Zora, which is a guaranteed item that could be very good.
Yeah, I think out of everything, King Zora might actually be a good shout.
It could be, yeah. The other option, albeit very risky, very, very risky, is to go into GTG and hope that you pull a hook shot out of the first few checks that are not hook locked because of the Morpha path. That's also potential play, but it's a lot riskier because there's no magic to set for Roar's win. So, um, perhaps you could say do field checks and valley checks before heading there and hope you pull a magic or pull a hook shot. But
What about Hylia? What about
yeah,
going to
Hylia.
Lake?
Lake as well. Lake, we haven't seen anything in Lake yet. I think Devon and Green, I want to say. No, not Green because he's sort of warped. But right now, Devon, for example, could go through Domain and go to Lake, or I think he's really the only one who's like in Woods right now. You would have to like go through Woods, go through Domain, and then get to Lake that way. That'd be the fastest way. But he would knock out a couple of early checks um, if needed, and in Devon's case, he could plant a bean, right? So that could be a potential option.
Yeah,
I think,
there doesn't seem to be any obvious good options at this point, so I'm expecting some interesting divergence to happen.
yeah. Well, we're gonna see our first little bit of divergence here. Devon is going to go to Child Spirit and start getting some basic progression done. I do like this play because, of course, it's in logic, and we do need two keys. The boss keys at the top of that, like with the hand, so you can go all the way to that.
And if
But
nothing else,
after
carry
that,
on.
yeah, after that, it's gonna be. After that, I think you will see some divergence for sure.
Yeah, like if nothing else, then you know you need to do this at some point. You can just use this time to think about where you're going next.
And if you're like a newer player, watching this, because I'm sure there definitely are some, considering this is the new players tournament router. This is a using this time to think is like very good. You basically just want to do as much as you need to do, and in that meantime, use that time to think. But more importantly, as long as you keep moving, you don't want to just stop for a few minutes just to think, and then waste that time when you could be doing multitasking, right? So
Yeah, and it's like, this bit is, you're not going to get anything to make it quicker. So just go through it, take the time to think, work out what on earth's going on.
I do think, from Devon's point of view, ice is a very good play here, as in going back and doing that and unfreezing King Zora. And it's clearly on his mind because he went out of his way to move King Zora. Like, he went into Domain knowing the checks are dead just to turn in the letter to move King Zora. So he will definitely have that on his mind, and I think after Child Spirit, there's a good chance he goes there. But for the other runners who didn't do that, we'll see what they decide to do, because Green and Koval, they've done ice, right? So they have a lot of like options open.
Yeah, it's going to be fun seeing where they go. Also, I would like people to know that someone who has never seen OOT before went into the bottom of the well and immediately tried to get the light to suck them through the grate.
Oh, really?
Yep, it doesn't work, but it was very funny. And that was when they discovered that you could lose your shield.
Ooh.
They were not happy, but they wanted to see if they could break the game, damn it.
We got a big chest in Child Spirit, by the way. And it's Iron Boots.
Okay. Again, it doesn't actually give us anything we can do. Like, it's necessary, but it doesn't really give us something we can do right now.
In terms of actual checks for progression, it doesn't open up anything. The good news is that means, assuming there's no Zora Tunic bait going on, like in Gerudo Training Ground or Morphopath, there is definitely a hook shot in there. So in that case, maybe it is not a bad shout to go to Gerudo Training Ground. Although Devon should probably get Song of Time before going there. But after that, it might not be a bad idea to go to Gerudo Training Ground and try and do hookless strategies and see if you can pull a hook shot either in logic or out of logic.
In my defense, I find hookless strategy in Gerudo Training Grounds way easier than with only one hook. New IT guy, did you just isolate both of your chickens on the ledge? You can only fly to with the chicken.
Oh, Devon accidentally lost his flame storage. Looks like. So he'll have to, or no? Did he? No, he did it. He did the check already. Sorry, I thought that was the other torch. No, he did get the flame storage, and it looks like that check is nothing of value. So he'll be picking up the boss key now.
Okay, yep, we are in fact going all the way through Iron Knuckle as child.
Devon peeked the chest earlier from below, and did see that it was the boss key chest. So there's his boss key. Now, my guess is that he's gonna go to ice.
Yes, I reckon so.
Because, Song of Time, Gerudo Training Ground Path, and he's between him. I mean, Koval and Green, they've already been to ice, but he hasn't. He just checked spawn immediately. He didn't have a bottle going there and decided to come back later. So I think, considering he moved King Zora out of the way, he's going back right now.
Which means we're getting to see Frozen King Zora, and I think at this point we're kind of running out of anywhere apart from him as to where stuff can be.
Yeah, there's Hyrule Field, Lake, and Gerudo Training Ground, I think, pretty much. Those would be the main ones. I think after he unfreezes King Zora, Gerudo Training Ground could be a very good shout, especially knowing that most likely one of your hook shots is there. But, of course, it could be risky because if it's, Strength 2 locked, yeah, that could be painful.
Okay, new IT guy looks like they're checking Hyrule Field, so these will be some new checks. And presumably also maybe taking a look at Adult Lake?
Well, they don't have. I don't think they planted a bean, so I don't believe they can do any checks in Adult Lake. But they might actually go to GTG with us. Granted, they don't have Song of Time, so that's pretty dangerous. But we'll see if. Oh, got a big chest.
Hello.
Gerudo Valley to Baronade. Okay.
Oh goodness, we haven't looked at Valley, and I love Valley.
And there's a hook shot.
Okay, so everything just opened up.
Yeah, now the seed has just completely opened up, and yes, of course we haven't looked at Valley. Considering we have Rudo's Litter already, that path has to lead to our Boomerang, so most likely our Boomerang is just in Valley, or something that leads to it. But the hook being a pull, that is massive for new IT guy, and he can do, oh my gosh, his field just loaded or what? Okay, it's the second wallet. Yeah, that grotto had infinite value. Got the hint, got the hook shot. I wouldn't be surprised if new IT guy continues into the valley area and GTG here. Seeing Child Spirit from green, so they're gonna pick up their Iron Boots shortly.
Yes, my apologies. What was on the second big chest we found in Hyrule Field? I just managed to get jumped out of my skin by the UK-wide emergency alert.
Oh, it was a second wallet, unfortunately, so
Okay.
while useless for the most part, it does tell us guaranteed that our long shot is in GTG. New IT guy in Valley now. I'm interested to see if he does the crate peak and all that. And yes, happy 1 hour, everybody. Would you like to do the sort of shout outs?
To be honest, I'm quite happy to. Someone else just needs to put the commands in the chat. So, happy 1 hour. Thank you to my lovely fellow co-commentator Ink. Thank you to the runners. They are excellent. Go take a look at them. And thank you, most importantly, to our unsung heroes, the trackers, Lady Draco and Procrastinator Rat.
And thank you, Estentia, for keeping me company.
And of course, Golden Devil for the restream and organising everything and, just slightly important things. Just, kind of the glue that holds the entire stream together.
Minor detail. Oh, Royal Tomb Torches is dead as well. And yeah, new IT guy is indeed checking everything in Valley as adult. they did the Pika's like peek the crate with the bomb choose adult. I didn't see what it was. I think it wasn't anything. But there's our boomerang.
Yep.
Now, the one issue New IT guy
Trilobites
has.
Was that magic on the crate? Because that's what Trilobites was looking at. Did anyone else see what it was?
I didn't get a good look at it. I did see. Well, we are seeing New IT guy go into forest now. I'll go back in his VOD really quickly.
Yep, I'll
And-
keep an eye on things going on in Spirits and everywhere else.
Oh, okay. I saw what it was. It was a clean check. So
Okay,
That
so
was
claim
all-
check we're not worrying about.
yeah.
Excuse me, Wolfos, you are being very rude by blocking the door.
So we're gonna get our first look at Forest Temple.
And we're
also
getting to look at King Zora. Yep. Lady Draco, do you have a... Oh! Magic on
For
King
magic.
Zora. So, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see if there's another one out there, but that could be actually quite problematic for Green and Koval, who have already done ice, because they will have to backtrack for that. So if they don't find alternative magic, they might not be getting that for a while, unfortunately.
As stated, nice settings does not equal nice seed.
It looks like we're gonna get a field into GTG play coming up from Devon. Most likely
Which will
he'll
unblock them for the rest of the seed.
yeah, their seat is gonna be wide open. Oh, blue. Procrastinator pointing out that Green Pepper did at least pick up a blue fire, pick up blue fire in his bottle. So backtracking for King Zora will not be as bad.
Yeah, it's just when they realise it.
They essentially have the option of going back, whenever they feel it's most convenient for them. But looks like they're going to go to Kakariko, and we'll see what's on archery, because that is one thing that we have not seen yet, which could lead to our hammer.
Probably also 10 skulls?
If they have they turned it in yet?
He's got 11.
Oh wow, he hasn't turned it in yet. Okay, so this will be him getting the strength as well. There's going to be Devon's hook shot, and he's going to be very thrilled about that.
Koval lost their flame storage and didn't light the torch. Always sad to see that one.
Okay, so Kakariko Archery is dead. That confirms that strength in Kakariko Village is path. Now, it might not be strength 1, it could be there's another strength equally available, and our hammers in spirit, or something like that, but
if that's the case, then the other strength also needs to be hinted. Because if this one is hinted as a path hint, then either you only need one strength, which means it's something in forest, or another strength is another path hint for the same place, and I don't think we've got 2 path hints for the same place.
Have we gotten all 5 of our path in? I think we have, right? Yeah, we have. So yeah, that means it appears to have to be that first strength.
Or that the second strength is locked by the first strength.
Yes.
Which again means presumably something in forest. That was lights on the arch.
Yep. Not a gold rupee, but pretty close.
Oh, in which case that's gonna be awkward for people who might have mistaken it for a gold rupee and didn't drop a bean there.
That could be something people potentially misspeak, which, I mean, you would hope for their sake they don't.
We hope. We can only hope.
Something Green doing that's interesting on his side, he is going to actually do GTG with no hook. So perhaps hoping to just pull a hook there out of logic, or, you know, just accessible.
Yeah, I'm just sad that he's not doing this with magic so he can get Wasteland on the way.
Yeah, we might see Wasteland later, hard to say. It's kind of out of the way for most people, but especially given the magic location, it, you know, unless there's another one close by, it might be some time before we see it, unless Devin decides to do it.
Yeah, that's definitely a claim check on the ledge rather than magic.
Devin doing the same thing New IT guy did, getting the boomerang as adult, peeking the Creighton Valley, the bomb shoe, and most likely what they'll do is because they only have 5 hearts, I know it's still a double defense, it's a bit slow. I wouldn't be surprised if he chooses to Death Warp here.
Yeah, he did very specifically go inside the tent, but no, apparently we are song warping. Also, be right back.
So Devin going to follow New IT guy into forest, where so far we found a lot of keys, but no items. So in that case, Green is actually going to be the first person to head to Gerudo Training Ground and find out what our Morphopath is, which most likely it's our long shot. Koval, on the other hand, is going to go to field and get their hook shot and Gerudo Valley hint. So they're going to be on a similar trajectory to New IT guy and Devin in that respect. Time for our first look at Gerudo Training Ground.
Okay, I'm back. Did I miss anything vital in the 1 minute I stepped away? Because that can happen.
Not yet. Green has just entered Gerudo Training Ground, so we haven't seen what our path is there yet. And, you know, Devin and New IT Guy just following in their footsteps, in each other's steps in forest, but they've only gotten keys so far.
Okay, Tektite Grotto is only a piece of heart, so we don't need to worry about anything there.
was a keep. Oh, Koval opting to skip South Field, so they're not gonna have. They're gonna miss the hook. Yeah, and the hint in Valley, so that could be painful for them to get later. And here's two big chests in Critter Training Ground. Our first one, blue fire arrows. Another one in the maze as well. And the other hook shot. Makes sense.
Hello, long shot. What are the settings for blue fire in this season, Qual?
Excellent question. So this season, unlike last season, they did indeed turn on blue fire arrows, as in, if you have the magic and bow, you can use them to melt King Zora.
That might actually be helpful here. No, wait, no, it isn't.
Yes. For green, yeah, because King Zora locks our magic, unfortunately.
It's fine. I'll just wait until I find magic. Oh, that could possibly cause issues for people.
The only good news, the good news for green, however, as somebody in chat pointed out, Procrastinator actually pointed out, our wonderful tracker, green has a blue fire bottle, so they picked up blue fire in their bottle before they left ice, in case there is something on King Zora, and they don't want to, go all the way back into ice just to get blue fire and then melt King Zora later. So, while it is a bit out of their way to, actually go to King Zora, it's not that impractical.
I imagine what Pepper's plan was to open up King Zora after they get the boomerang, so they can just go straight to Jabu.
Yep, I imagine that was their plan as well. And, well, they do have the boomerang, and they do have letter, so far their plan is somewhat working. The only thing that I am a bit worried about for green, actually, is not as much the magic, but the other hook location, because they need to go out of their way to do field next if they want to get their long shot, and that's completely unhinted. So, depending on how, we'll see how long they put it off for, but if they do get it, sooner rather than later, same with the boomerang, if they decide to, do Valley after Critter Training Ground, then they'll be in a good position.
I mean, they could do Valley Loop as Kid. Like Valley Loop, Lake, Hyrule Field.
Yeah, potentially. We are also getting our first look at the Gerudo Fortress chest on Koval's side. Which is nothing, unfortunately.
Quoth the link. Bye!
T-Guy now towards the end of Forest, while Koval is actually entering GTG for the first time. However, he has the hook, I believe. Oh no, he missed it, that's right, because he didn't do Southfield. He just did Northfield only. Yeah, so he's also in trouble. In probably bigger trouble because the rest of field is kind of isolated. Yeah, as Trilobites points out, most likely Green will either get the boomerang and the long shot right after this, or he'll have to wait a long time because Hookshot's opened up so much of his seed.
Yep.
There's a wet t-shirt. So, at this point in the seed, we're really not missing much. It's mostly strength 2 and, between all the runners. Of course not, just one of them. But between all the runners, it appears we're missing strength 2 and hammer.
And mirror.
And mirror, that's right. So, actually quite a lot, to be honest. 3 items is quite a bit. Especially at this point in the seed for a scrub seed.
Yeah, though I suspect there's going to be quite a bit of tripping up specifically around the the hookshot for those who have skipped Southern Field. They'll probably remember it eventually. But goodness knows we forgot it for a while.
Yeah, I think they haven't memory hold it, but it's just they might do other checks in the meantime and put it off for a very long time,
Do you have free Scarecrow in these settings? Because if not, then okay. Yeah, there was always the possibility that getting Scarecrow Song would lead you down in that direction.
But without it, it's even more isolated.
Yep. Maybe someone will be saved by wanting to put a bean in Lake Hylia.
Got a big chest in Forest at the very end. And there's our hammer. So, path fulfilled in that respect. This also means that strength 2 is locked behind that 1 strength, so perhaps we'll be looking at Fire Temple next, maybe even Deep Fire if we want to get a strength 2. The bigger problem, though, of course, is, where's Mirror? We have no idea.
I think at this point we start considering which places we haven't found stuff in.
Considering with what we have as hints, with the 3 Foolishes.
Yeah. Because Zora's Domain we cross off with magic. So if our runners keep that hint logic in mind, which is not guaranteed, then that's a possibility. Oh, Green Pepper is going to Lake Hylia.
Did they...
Possibly by accident.
Yeah, I think they didn't... Oh, and now they find out the bad news. Okay, yep, there's the shield. Yep. Poor Green.
But I point out, even if it's not intentional, it's absolutely what they needed to happen.
Actually will save them, because even if they, let's say they just got the boomerang, well, then the question becomes, when do they go back for South Field? As opposed to, now that they did this on accident, well, it might incentivize them to go to South Field, right? So...
Yep. What was the top of that? That was basically what I was saying. But yes, what was at the top of Lab?
Oh, is this
that looked like a kidney.
Yes. Yeah, it was Deku Shield. I do agree that Deku Shields do look like kidneys. I agree. Oh, what a pull from Green!
Yeah, this is what I was saying. Lake Hylia was starting to look very suspicious because it wasn't a foolish. So you knew
Exactly.
something had to be here.
Yeah, it could have been, something not required, like another bomb bag, or in this case, which paid off, it was our mirror shield, and that is completely unhinted. As in,
Yeah.
nobody, we have no idea. We had no idea where it could have been. So that's a massive pull from green, actually. And this
So that was a very
accident,
lucky accident.
yeah, that accident is going to help him a lot. Now, essentially, I think between like all the runners, where I don't want to say no mode, but we know that
Hello,
our
Hammer.
second strength, yeah, new IT guy pulled that earlier.
Oh, right, I missed that.
Because
Sorry.
all good. Because of where the hammer was, and because of the strength in Kakariko being path, we now know that our strength 2 has to be either behind strength 1 or, just the hammer. So between all the runners, we have a very good idea of where all the all the items are now. It's just a matter of who hits all the items first, and green is leaving.
Yeah, I think if our runners can realise what the only 3 foolish hints means, then that should actually help them solve a lot of their problems, because it forces them to go to domain, or at least it gives them a hint to go to domain, it gives them a hint to go to Hyrule, it gives them a hint to go to Hyrule Field. Like, I think if they realise that, then we're all good.
Yeah. Well, field is a little bit more tedious because there's a song there, right? Unless it ends up being Serenade. So it could just be not foolish because of the song from that point of view. However, even despite that, I would still be a little bit worried for Green when he goes to Southfield. Obviously, he now knows where the boomerang is, which is fantastic for him. But you have to hope he does like some Child Lake, some Valley Lake, Southfield shenanigans as Child and pulls that hook.
Yeah, like going to Lake, if he'd just gone out of Lake Hylia and done field on the way back to Valley, it would have helped him a lot. But nope, straight to Forest.
Yep. Even with the Valley hint, even though he decided, okay, well, I can just do this as Child, I wonder if he will do Southfield as Child, because it's kind of out of the way without Serenade, but hopefully he realizes.
Yeah, the thing is, it is faster to do field as adult because
It
you
is.
have Epona. And
It is, I
he
agree.
just kind of missed his best shot at chaining it together fluidly.
Yep. So, Koval, on the other hand, is in a good position to chain things together because they're gonna pull the boomerang without the hint now, actually. And if they go down through Lake and clean up Southfield, kind of like what we may have expected Green to do, they will be actually in a very good position. It will only just be a matter of the magic for them.
The thing is, with that boomerang, I wouldn't be surprised if. Oh no, no, he is going to Lake Hylia. But
Really good for him.
yep, really good. Just needs to extend it into South Field rather than warping back to become Child and do Jabu.
Likely he'll do Forest first. because he hasn't done for us. And you're just still looking for your magic. You're still looking for your hammer, your strike 2. Oh, okay. Very interesting that we got a boss key in fire so early. However, for new IT guy and anybody else who goes there, I would hope they continue in here after. And the reason being that our strength has to be strength locked, like our strength 2 has to be, right? So that means that really our best bet is anything hammer locked at fire.
Yeah, the thing is that it's not. The thing is that hint logic is tricky. And I'll be honest, it's been long enough since I've had to do strength logic that I could be wrong. I am fairly certain
I'm
that I'm on top of
100%
things.
certain. I'm 100% certain you are as well, yes.
But the thing is, this is a Scrubs qual, and hint logic is advanced. How
Oh,
many Scrubs players are going to have that kind of in-depth knowledge of how hints work to sort out where everything is?
I do know
Devin,
that
I think,
all
can
the
do
runners.
it.
I think that actually all the runners that we have featured on Restream today, at least, will understand it because all of them have some level of experience. I know Green and New IT Guy have done volunteer work as well, so they've watched a lot of seeds and they've watched
Oh yeah, I've argued
all
hint
the
logic
logic
with
for that.
IT guy. I've argued hint logic with IT guy for a while. So, fingers crossed.
I'm not 100% sure about Koval because I don't know enough about them, but I do know that they do have some booter experience in general, in the sense that they've played the game a decent amount. So perhaps they know about that too. However, for someone who's even newer, then it could be trickier, right?
Yeah, I did say that I would expect Devin to know. I don't know enough about Green Pepper or Koval.
Like Green and Koval, considering how much they commentate and do restreams. I mean, Green does a lot of restreams and commentary in the French community. I believe he
Okay,
will know.
so Green's probably fine.
Yeah, Koval is one I don't know how good his logic reading is, so I guess we'll find out today. But in
I mean,
general,
it's also
though,
the case of thinking about it and realizing it is important rather than just running through whatever is available.
right, exactly. It's one thing to know the logic; it's another thing to realize on the fly, right?
Yep,
I would
absolutely.
I would potentially worry about it being a problem for new IT guys going back in fire. This is a play I definitely approve of. Um, and somebody in chat asking if the scrub tournament is a tournament for newcomers. Yes, it is. It is essentially the most regarded tournament for newcomers. The settings are very new player friendly. We have the pre-completed dungeons to reduce the time of the seeds and make sure newer players aren't spending 6 hours on a seed or something ridiculous like that. So there's a lot of quality of life and things that shorten the seeds to make it much more new player friendly. So if you're curious about checking it out, I would definitely recommend checking out the Scrub Central Discord as they're hosting that tournament over there.
Also, notably, scrubs are small, so it's not just saying that it's for people who are bad at things. No, it's just that scrubs are small.
Yes, it's not a way to demean them or anything like that, or I don't know what the correct word choice for that would be, but
Yeah, no, they're just small.
exactly. And thank you, Golden, for providing the link to
Yeah.
all the documents and stuff.
But as we've seen, just because it's nice settings doesn't necessarily mean it's a nice seed, because most seeds you can get away without having to do complicated hint logic like this. Oh boy.
Now, we got a gold scale on the side of New IT Guy, however, that puts our mirror shielded logic,
Yes.
but this area is not strength locked. Oh no, it is actually. Yes, it is. Excuse me.
This area is strength locked indeed, but
Yes, it
we
is because
don't.
of the key logic.
Hang on, which one was the path to Twin Rover? That was that
Death Mountain
Kakariko?
Crater. Death Mountain Crater for Requiem. So.
Oh, in which case, absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely
does
not.
help us. So that mirror shield is just anywhere from, you have no idea where it could be. So those who got it, they just walked into it, thankfully. Yes, and correct trilobites. There are no mirror checks that aren't strength 2 checks. However, we do know that this entire area in Fire is strength 1 locked, and strength 1 was our path. So that means our other strength that we need to go to Spirit has to be either in here or hammer locked in general. I believe we haven't seen Death Mountain Crater Fairy yet.
We have not, no, but yeah, that strength, yeah, strength is a weird one for logic. But the fact that we just straight up got the hammer in the place that is singular strength locked is useful. Like, that completely solves that path. It's just the case that we know that there can't be any other strengths that aren't any other strengths that aren't locked by that.
We do see a chest in the shortcut in Fire. Very high chance that's our strength 2.
Delicious. I mean, these keys are just mean in general. Also, is it weird that I'm really looking forward to the interviews at the end of the race here, because I've commentated with New IT Guys so many times.
No, not weird at all. Remember, we are enthusiasts of a very old game, but randomized. So there's no shame in it in weirdness in that respect.
I know, but it's just specifically I have interviewed people alongside him so many times. It's going to be fun to get to interview him instead.
For sure, yeah. You get
and
to
ask how
pick
much
his
the
brain.
logic he got.
So, as a little bit of a recap, basically, some of our runners are sort of in a bottleneck, in the sense that, I'll start with Koval and Green. For Koval and Green, the things that could probably trip them up mainly are the other hook shot in Hyrule Field, Remote Grotto, which they, sort of just didn't get on their way to Gerudo Training Ground or on their way out either, as well as the magic on King Zora. For New IT Guy, also the magic on King Zora could be a problem, but on the contrary, instead of the hook and field, one of the issues could be the mirror shield, because that's just anywhere for their point of view. And for Devin, he has less problems to worry about, really. For him, it's really just the mirror shield, a matter of if he can find it or not. So we'll see how the runners, how cleanly they can clean up the rest of the seed, I think, to, get the items that they're missing. we are about to find out what the big chest in Fire Temple is in the shortcut room.
It's a thing! I'm not sorry.
It is a thing, indeed.
Look, sometimes you just have to puncture the seriousness for a moment.
Yeah.
Hey, look! You were, in fact, entirely correct.
Yeah, okay. Good thing we can still read logic.
We can read the logic. It's a chest! Correct. Like, you've got to enjoy the technically correct answers only.
Yeah, you obviously have to hope that the other runners, realize that, yeah, the strike 2 has to be, well, not has to be, of course, there's Death Mountain Crater Fairy if you want to be really technical about it, but most likely is in Deep Fire.
Yeah, it's just a case of it's all very well for us to say that it's clearly in this place, but like, we're not having to take care of all the controller inputs and put this all together while doing the seed and under the stress of a race. It is very easy for us to say, oh yeah, it's obviously here. And it's very easy for chat to say it's obviously here, but like, these runners are having to do it without all the information. And just massive kudos to all of our runners. They are very good at this. And just, I am in awe at some of the people, especially in the main tournament as well as Scrubs, because the quality of play and the degree of skill you need to do for it. These races just keep being amazing and just getting better and better.
We see a big chest in Spirit. Now, something to note is that while, from Restring's point of view, we're in no mode, there could be a second magic in Spirit. Oh, it's the big Goron sword. Big stabby.
We love the big stabby.
Now, what I wanted to bring up about the magic is, for Green and Koval, if there's just a second magic on the way in Spirit Temple or something like that, that could be very nice for them. They don't have to go back for King Zora, so we'll see if, where the second magic is, if it does appear. It could potentially be a place that is useful for them.
We've got some information on Koval's logic knowledge, which is that Koval knows logic very well for OoT seeds, but he likes to play out of it. So...
He likes to break logic, in other words, yep.
Much like with every other runner. Oh, we're coming in for a quick refresh of the steams. Brace, everyone. Brace. Okay, refresh done.
Getting our first look at Death Mountain Crater Fairy, I think, because I do believe Devin didn't check this either. I know UIT guy didn't.
Yep, this is first look.
At the moment, Devin is mainly just looking for the mirror shield. And they're just doing some progression to hopefully find it. But
again, like, if you've got nothing else to do your progression. It gives you time to think.
well, he does have a GTG to Morph path unresolved, so that is another option he could do. But I think he's hoping to just pull mirror shield in here.
Can't blame him.
Yep, the amount of times that I've seen Spirit just have mirror shield, countless. pointing out
Yep.
that irons for Devon might also be something leading to late. He does have gold skill as well, so from his point of view, lab dive isn't logic, and well, we've completed what I like to call Flash's Law, which states that in order for it to be a scrub seed, you have to find 3 slick shots.
Okay, I've not come across that one before. That one's fun.
There was a joke about 2 seasons ago where every like scrub seed, there were always just 3 slick shots. Like always found it. Didn't matter if it was a jet, a really long seed. You will find your 3 slick shots, and you will get baited by them. So glad to see we've come across that now.
Also, for a moment of humour, just in your mind, whenever you see someone fighting one of the ghosts, just interpose a bonk whenever they hit the shield. It just makes me giggle every time she like spins with just a bonk.
Rob asking who is ahead, and
Okay.
I would say,
Carry on.
I mean, I would say Devon's ahead, but the one problem is he does have he might have trouble finding the mirror shields.
Yeah,
so if he does find the mirror shield, then he will be actually in go mode pretty much, as he knows where Longshot is. It's guaranteed to be in Gerudo Training Ground, but Mirror Shield, for those who are wondering, was on Lab Dive, completely unhinted in Lake.
Yeah, and also generally saying someone is ahead isn't something that happens very often in randomizers.
Oh no!
But like all of our runners are missing something crucial that's in a really annoying place. Technically, the logic can tell them that it's that because we only have 3 foolish locations, that everywhere else that isn't, excluded due to being one random check in the middle of nowhere, everywhere else has to have something. So that tells them that there is something in domain, and due to the interaction with another hint, they know it's Frozen King Zora. If they're paying attention to the logic, that gives them magic. We also know from that there has to be something in Hyrule Field and something in Lake Hylia. If they follow that logic, then they'll know to look in those places, and that they'll know they'll get something. It's just a question of when.
For sure. Yeah, you can't really state, when who's ahead here, in the sense that, it's a matter of when they get the item, and that you cannot, there's no way to, there's not really much of a way to quantify that. However, out of all the runners, Devon is missing the least amount of items to, look for. So it's a matter of, so for him, while it's only a matter of 1 item, for the others, it's more of a matter of 2 items. But it could very well be that the other runners find those 2 items before Devon finds that 1 item. So
in this case, it's unlikely because magic is in an awful spot, and the hook shot is actually in the Bomb Grotto in Hyrule Field, which is, again, a very easy place to just ignore. And Devon has that hook shot, I think.
And he has the magic as well.
So
he's the only one who has the magic.
Yeah. So he's got 2 items that are in an awkward place. He's missing 1 that isn't in an awkward place. And Yeah. The last remaining items are annoying for everyone. Because, yeah, Hookshot in Hyrule Field is unhinted, apart from kind of the process of elimination. Strength 2 is kind of indirectly hinted by strength path logic.
Oh, something I forgot to mention. Actually, I did mention one thing wrong a little bit. New IT guy is actually only missing one item that's in, well, a more awkward place. As you said, the magic is in a really awful place. So, if he finds that item, then he could potentially even be ahead of Devon if Devon, doesn't get the mirror shield.
IT guy doesn't have mirror shield.
Oh, he doesn't. Oh, yeah, that's right. He doesn't have it yet. Okay, never mind. Disregard what I said. Well, he's missing one awkward item and the same item that Devin's missing. But I will say one thing that is, maybe possible for the runners that are missing magic. There are two magics in the world, and there's no indication that they lock each other right now. They could, but like the other magic could be magic lock, but there is a possibility they find an alternative magic on the way to finding their other items and get bailed out, right? So at least there's that potential.
What major item did we find on Death Mountain Trail, or was Death Mountain Trail one of the barons? Sorry, Foolish.
There was a bow and claim check, so
Yep, that'd do it.
That would do it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just kind of running through all of the areas and trying to work out where it could be. It could be Magic on Wasteland if the seed is being awful.
Oh, Devin did check Wasteland, and thankfully it isn't there.
Okay, good.
One place that magic could be, actually, the second one, is, funny enough, inside Ganon's castle, because it was not hinted foolish. The good news is, in scrub settings, this year in particular, they have disabled all light trial checks. So there is a possibility that, the runners who are missing magic, I'm getting a screen refresh on my end.
Just thinking of other possible places. It could just be in Shadow. How does the... You said that dungeons that are pre-completed, are they junk? Is everything in there junk, or is everything in there foolish? Because this is an important distinction.
Good, excellent question. They're junked, I believe.
Because otherwise, second magic locked in Shadow Temple is a classic.
For sure.
if pre-completed dungeons are junked, then we're safe. Oh, IT guy's in Strength 2 room. This is going to be interesting. We've not seen this. Okay, Devil is confirming it's junk, not foolish, I believe. I am happy to trust the restreamer. This is unlikely to be a foolish decision.
Also, I wanted to point out that Green did indeed make the correct decision to go back into Deep Fire and get another strength.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
something. So there's a big chest in the Strength 2 room. Well, if that's our second magic, that could be a very big bailout for IT guy, but...
Yeah, that would be huge for IT guy.
Oh no, it's just a bottle, unfortunately.
But it's a big Polar bottle. They can get the amazing prize of a Deku Nut capacity upgrade.
Very useful.
Sorry, apparently the sarcasm is strong today.
Understandable.
Look, I'm not sure what you expected from putting a Brit on comms.
Yeah, I'm aware. Don't worry. You know, you British love your sarcasm.
Not a scrub to organise it, fair enough.
But something. What I was saying, I don't know if like I got cut out for a little bit because I hope my internet didn't go down for like 10 seconds or something. But in theory, so in the Scrubs tournament, light trial checks are junked, so there is a possibility the runners who are missing magic, they might just get their first magic in Ganon's castle, actually, once they just complete all the other dungeons.
That would actually be a bailout for a lot of them. But it does mean that those who get the magic off King Zora, I guess, aren't quite as much rewarded as they could be. But, like, just not having to worry about magic is nice.
And, you know, Devin's already, like, made some use of his magic, setting Frora's Wind and Fire. There's things like that. For example, Frora's Wind speed-ups, like, he could use that in water later, so...
Checking graveyard on the way past.
Yeah, just like anything to like speed up other dungeons. They can use the magic for like the magic for Frora's Wind, and in that sense, they'll still be rewarded for King Zora in the end. Whereas the other runners won't have those speed ups, so. Green is going to go into Spirit next, now that he has the Strength 2. We'll see if Koval goes back into Fire to look for Strength, as they are on Volvagia now.
Yep, everyone's going to the Strength 2. Oh, they're going to hope so hard for something nice in that Strength 2 room. Then they're just getting a bottle. Not that bottles aren't good, but like, oh, the disappointment.
I do have some doubts that Green and Koval will go back because they went to GTG without Strength 2, and going back there, GTG, it takes a long time. They'll probably do other checks instead, I imagine, but maybe they will go back, who knows. So, new IT guy and Devin will, well, Devin's got his long shot. He's really looking for Mirror now only. But new IT guy is going to probably have to. Oh, that's right. New IT guy has not done ice, so he's going to actually loop around with keys and open the door with the keys instead.
Okay.
But he doesn't have some time yet, which is fine because he has enough, and the central chest is nothing, so it's not a waste at all, actually.
Yeah, in fact, we're told that the final 2 chests of Gerudo Training Grounds are nothing, I think?
Just the final one. However, I don't know, was it hinted?
Yeah, I think the last 2 were.
I think... I'm looking at Devin's tracker, I don't see the hint, so... But we can peek it anyway, so that's the main thing. So new IT guy is going to leave Gerudo Training Ground. We'll see if he decides to do Valley, because he... Bear in mind, he... Oh no, wait, he got the Boomerang already, that's right. So... He's missing Iron Boots, and he's missing...
How
Mirror
is he
Shield.
using Iron Boots? They were in Child Spirit.
Yeah, he hasn't done Child Spirit yet because he had a very short adult one, and so he only picked up Requiem in this adult segment.
Oh.
Yeah, so he still has that to do. But it looks like he's heading in the direction of Adult Lake, at least, so he'll probably find his mirror.
Yes.
And then
maybe the
he'll just see
boomerang?
magic. Oh, he has Boomerang already.
Okay, in which case it's fine.
Yeah, him and Devin, what they did was, instead of continuing on to Gerudo Training Ground, they just got the Boomerang and failed.
Oh, yes, they song walked out, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay, new IT guy. If you have worked this out due to logic rather than just, well, there's nowhere else with stuff, then I salute you, sir.
If he's doing Adult Lake, he'll walk into Mirror, which is gonna be very, very, very nice for him. And it looks like Devin's going in that direction too, because, well, Devin can do Water Temple now, so why not do the checks on the way, right?
I mean, also just the case of you're kind of running out of other places.
There's not that much left. Remember that Water and Jabu are foolish, so our items can't be there.
And I would like to note new IT, getting this entirely in logic the proper way, not even using Iron Boots and Hookshot.
And he's gonna be rewarded with a completely unhinted Mirror Shield, so he'll be very, very happy with that.
Shiny.
Now it's just a matter of magic for him, and if he finds an alternative one, then perhaps he won't even have to do King Zora, but otherwise, we'll see.
Now, where's that Ngwai?
Oh, something that's, well, I don't know, maybe Devin will do Lake after Water, but Devin has chosen to do Water first, which is foolish. Probably just for thinking time, like you said, just make sure
Gotta
you
do it
keep
at some
moving,
point.
right? Yep.
Gotta do it
You
at some
just
point.
yep. And it's important to keep moving, but it'll be a matter of whether he goes back for Lake. I imagine he will.
Was that the boss key chest in the cracked wall, or was that
You are correct, as Devin is going for it.
well, it was boss key chest, or it was a big chest, at which point it would just be a copy. Also, can I just say,
Beautiful.
these new models for the keys, both big and small, they are gorgeous. Like,
They are, yeah.
who did the work on them? Because those are beautiful.
I don't actually know, to be honest. I do know they've been around for some time, but they hadn't used them in tournaments for at least like a year, I want to say. New IT guy going to finish up adult lake checks, and maybe he'll do shoot the sun, but I think the question is he just gonna go to Spirit next and do as much as he can there, or is he going to do something else? Renzo and Cha asking where was Magic. Magic was on unfreezing King Zora, which is an awful place. Oh, that's right. New IT guy has gold scale. He can do water if he knows how to do the stuff there. So he doesn't really need iron boots. And this will be actually quite nice for him. Devin doing shoot the sun. Yeah, Devin did set that up early, like very, very early. He went out of his way to turn in letter to unfreeze King Zora. And Now Devin is going to do adult lake checks, and as soon as he finds that mirror, he's in go mode.
Yep, so he's going to be very happy.
Also, good news for Koval. They also are going back into fire for the strength. So it looks like all 4 of our runners on Restream, did understand the logic and, thought about it while they were running, which means nobody's going to miss out on strength 2.
Well, either they thought about it while they were running, or they were just like, well, all the other checks are kind of scattered everywhere. Fire is high density. Because that is another thing they could have done.
You are right that fire at the moment is high density, because with everything else considered, there's not much left, actually.
Yeah, so they might not have followed the logic and still got the correct answer anyway, just by playing probabilities.
Devin going to... Oh. Is he... Oh, did he have Ferora's Wind set in Spirit? I guess he did. I guess he unset it from Fire and I didn't notice. Yep. Back to the top of Spirit.
I mean, it's a good place to leave it.
It is, yeah. Especially because you opened the shortcut in Fire, so...
Also, very pretty colours on Devin's shield. The light blue goes really well with the silver. Look, sometimes you need to fashion check.
IT guy picking up the water boss key, so he'll beat Morpha and be on his way. Devin will be done quite soon. He has, I believe, yeah, he's done water. So he just needs to beat Twinrova and beat Jabu. And
Yeah, it's just rolling through.
I will note, by the way, nobody in the entire race has been done yet. So, but this is quite a long seed, so I'm not too surprised.
Yeah, the pre-completed dungeons were quite mean today.
Especially with some of the runners in the race, of course, being top 32 level. It does indicate that's a Din's Fire on Twinrova, funny enough.
Really? Really? Din's Fire on Rover? Really?
I think it's not just like you said, the dungeons being very long, fire and forest and spirit
And water.
but also water. Thankfully, the boss key was early, but it did have heavy requirements, right?
Yep. And also just the sheer number of things in unhinted locations.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, the unhinted items, mirror shield, magic, and even like one of the hooks, they were in pretty rough locations. I think out of all of them, magic was probably the worst, considering the adult spawn, because you would have to move King Zora first. And if you don't, then you just don't get your magic. But
again, I reckon you can actually set that up fairly early, especially with knowing that Frogs 1 has Ruto's Less, because that's just a bam bam and you're set up for Jabu. Like, actually,
yes,
the absolute power move would have been doing Valley Loop early. Because then you get your boomerang, then you get your Ruto's letter, and then you just go all the way up to Jabba Jabba in one fell swoop.
Rob asking if this is all dungeons. Technically, yes, but there are 3 pre-completed dungeons that you don't have to do. So you basically have to do all the dungeons except those 3.
Also, it is all dungeons kind of as a requirement of what the settings are, because it is 9 major rewards for Bridge. So it's just part of the settings that you need to get everything. It's just you don't have to do 3 of them. But also, actually, the fact that every scrub seed is kind of a D-ish does kind of level the playing field nicely, because it means that everyone gets tested on their knowledge of all the dungeons regularly. It's kind of like watching a curriculum where you get all the areas of it tested.
Yeah, as long as you don't always not get water, like always water is pre-completed in every CG roll or something like that. I know one runner was saying that something similar happened to her last year.
I mean, in that case, what that's called is being a smarmy little git who gets lucky on the test who didn't study one of the books.
True. So Green is actually going back into GTG for these 4 checks. Right now they're missing Longshot, and I think the main reason they're going back in here is because they think, okay, well, GTG is Path to Morpha. Yeah, my first hook was in here, but my second one could be as well. I don't know which one it's hinting. So this, I think, from their point of view, is a sound and reasonable play, even though the checks are slow.
Okay, so in that case, however, I believe that actually that wouldn't work with hint logic, because if both of a progressive item that you require are in the same place, I believe that gets discounted from hint logic. So actually, you know that this has to be your long shot. You know that your hook shot is earlier than this.
Yes, but also the hook, like the first hook, was not hook locked, and for Morpha it just needs to both hooks. Like it doesn't really care which is first or second.
Except for Gerudo Training Grounds key logic, I think. And I am very weak on key logic, so someone please help me out on this.
Yeah.
I believe that long shot is in fact hook locked due to the keys locked behind the hook.
It's not, and the reason why is because the hook was in the Song of Time block area, and assuming Song of Time was available without hook, which it was because Letter was not hook locked and Ice was not hook locked, you can get there without a hook shot. So I have seen my first hook shot logically be there in a few occasions. Yeah, so that could be your first hook. So that's probably what Green is thinking, but alas, unfortunately his decision won't pay off. It looks like he will get his boomerang now, though.
Hang on, was it? Because I thought that hookshot was in the main bit of the maze on the other side rather than the Song of Time bit.
Maybe, because there was a big chest there, but it was just a. I think that one was just a wet t-shirt.
Yeah, I think it depends on where, because otherwise that doesn't make sense.
It was in the Song of Time block area, which was available without a hook, so that one wasn't hook locked. And well, we've got our first finisher. Cine has finished with a time of 2 hours and 11 minutes and 52 seconds in first place. Of course, have to remember that there are, top 32 runners playing. Cine is one of those. He did make top 32 last season. So, there's bound to be some very strong players that get finish seats very fast in these settings.
Honestly, I think this particular seed is one of the ones where the difference between a scrub and a top 32 player is either really small or really huge, and I can't work out which.
I think it would be really huge because you kind of needed to do a lot this seed.
Which leans towards the execution advantage.
Yeah,
And also knowing the logic well.
Yeah, well, I was also going to point out routing too because, one thing that Devin did, for example, to sort of highlight this is he went and tried to be very efficient with his route as possible to avoid, magic being in a very bad spot and avoid the mirror being in a bad spot, right? For him. So because of that, he has the magic and the others don't at the moment. So the routing advantage, like the experience from knowing routing also plays into this heavily.
Yeah. But, it's still going to take everyone a bit of a long time. It will just take the people who aren't as good at execution even longer.
Yeah, exactly. Green pepper.
No! Green pepper, no! Okay, it's only opponent's song, we're fine.
Yeah, he's gonna get his long shot. He's finally gonna get his long shot, which I'm glad he got it after he got the boomerang. So that's gonna be a good pull for him. It's just gonna be magic for him now, and same with new IT guy. New IT guy is just looking for magic now, and we got our
Hello,
second place.
Siny and GG. Siny raiding with a party of 1, and then GG to Sombre 5. Or Sombre V, I'm not sure which one it is. Finishing in second place with a time of 2 hours 14, 21 seconds.
It is Sombre V, Sombre Vodka.
Aha.
Useful name, yeah. French runner.
Siny says, no idea how I won this race. My decision making was awful this seed. In all fairness, this was a pretty gross seed. And Cola finishing in third place, time of 2 hours 14, 48.
Well, now that Green has gotten his long shot, he can just go back and beat water.
Out we go, back we go.
Koval still has to find their long shot though, so hopefully something pushes them to field soon. But they're gonna beat Spirit first. They, have the ability to beat it because they do it the mirror. Yeah, I think the thing I'm curious about is, looking at Green, Koval, and new IT guy, where are they gonna look for magic? Are they gonna, go back for King Zora? Or are they just going to hope to find a second magic in Ganon's castle,
Okay, so theoretically they know there is some... If they are following the logic, which is an if, they should know there is something on King Zora. This is, of course, no guarantee.
Yeah, it might not be magic in particular. It could be, another wall. Well, I think we have found all walls, but
yeah, they found all wallets. It could be another bow.
Yeah. But still, regardless, something to bear in mind and probably something worth checking. You could make the same argument with Ganon's castle. It's just that Ganon's castle is kind of late in the seed, behind every dungeon, right? So, the randomizer, it tends to like generating items to be earlier rather than later. So it reduces the likelihood that your required item is in a later sphere, which in this case Ganon's castle is, but Still, you could find a second magic there. So I'm curious to see what decision these three make in order to look for magic, right? If they just go for the density, don't care about the spheres and whatnot.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking, I don't think that the randomizer has a front fill logic because I've definitely seen a lot of seeds where things are significantly back weighted. I will not talk about the seed that I've rambled on about far too many times already, but suffice to say, there was a chain of logic that started after the Ganon boss hint.
Oh, Sombra asking where the other magic was. It was in King Zora.
Okay, so we do accidentally get a minor spoiler that the other one is in Trials.
Yeah.
But yes, to
yeah,
explain, carry on.
Regarding the front fill, I don't know for sure. You might be correct on that. I know I think MMR is front fill as well, but I've been also told that OT is front fill. It's just the front fill is like less. But I might be wrong. You might be correct. Matt.
But yes, so for the people coming in, technically we knew that King Zora had to have something because there were only 3 foolish hints, and so every region had to have something. And we knew that the other 2 checks in domain were hinted as being jump. So we knew King Zora had to have something. It just so happened that that something was actually useful rather than, a third bow. Yeah, I think I've seen enough bottlenecks. I would be surprised if OOT was front fill.
My impression is that it is front fill, but like to a much lesser extent than other games. That was sort of the impression I got. Because I do agree, I have seen seeds where like the Sphere Zero is extremely thin, and there's like 2 items in Sphere Zero, and everything else you get like Sphere 20 items and things like that. But
So
yeah, I wonder if somebody can confirm that. Like if anybody's in chat, can confirm that.
So to
Whether it is
explain
front fill
what
or not.
front fill is, and please correct me if I'm wrong, it is that when the seed is generated, there are, I guess in some randomizers, there are probabilities weighting where major or important items are likely to be. And front fill would be kind of weighting it towards the lower spheres so that there aren't chains of logic which require X that requires Y that requires Z. That is my understanding of what front fill is, kind of weighting it towards the lower spheres so that you don't get huge interconnected chains. Also, GG to Zarvi, finishing in 4th place with a time of 2 hours, 20 minutes and 31 seconds.
Another top 32 runner, and runner-up last year, Zavi. And, Devin is actually pretty close behind. There's a chance he might pull out a top 5 finish if he's not sniped, but I hope I don't fingers curse him.
You've totally cursed him.
Yeah, I've done it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Devin.
Alternatively, he's cursed himself by going in on quite such low... Oh no, wait, of course you get the full heal at the beginning of Ganon. Green pepper getting ready to go into Jabu. Why are you going to do the... Are you just opening them up? Okay, might just be opening them up. Okay, we've got a better explanation from Golden Devil. My understanding. So this is Golden Devil's understanding. Assumed fill essentially will randomly place any item anywhere. It starts with one random item and then fills from there, essentially from the middle. Front fill starts with sphere 0 and randomly place items there. It's not a major difference necessarily, but front fill tends to weight more useful items in lower spheres than assumed fill on average. He may be getting that wrong, but that sounds right.
That does sound like a good description of the differences between how Uter and MM place items. So I would probably agree with that assessment if in terms of comparing the two. It does sound like assumed fill still tends to put items at lower spheres, just like at a much lower rate, right? So for example, somebody actually did math on what the likelihood of an item being on a WAF location, for example, for every check in Scrubs. And they did find that the ones that are sphere 0 tend to be WAF more, or the ones that are lower spheres tend to be WAF more. So there is that to bear in mind. However, in general, like as long really there are two magics, so whichever one you get, it doesn't really matter. One of them could be a later sphere, like in this case it's Gan's Castle, and the other one is King Zora, right? So as long as you get one or the other, you're good here in this instance.
For those just dropping in, this seed has theoretically nice settings, but has been an absolute troll. This isn't an oops or lady. The settings for this race, and GG to Dead Evan, finishing in 5th place with a time of 2 hours, 24 minutes, 34. Yes.
Devin, of course, putting on restream, but go on.
Yep. And yeah, this Scrubs tournament has a 9 reward bridge requirement, but 3 are already completed. Hello, GG.
Hi.
Yep, welcome in, Devin.
Yeah, you go.
So,
you go ahead.
So, that seed. Thoughts?
The tricky part probably was finding out where that strength upgrade is. It's like it requires a little bit of thinking. It's but other than that, it's like fine. And I think my time was as good as it was because I was really efficient. My early game routing was pretty solid, I think. Although my execution was like, you can tell there's like some rust on this man. But yeah, the strength upgrade. But with that, hold on, let me actually pull up my tracker so I don't.
Yeah,
the strength upgrade being on path to evolve, and then once you found the hammer, and like there's not a lot of checks that are just strength 1 locked, so it basically like had to be fire at that point. And then there was the gold scale, right? And then the gold scale turned up. With like thinking that the gold scale was also hammer locked, so the gold scale could have also just provided the second strength upgrade. And I was like, I'm probably taking like a little bit of a gamble here, but the odds are much higher. There was like 4 or 5 or more items in fire, as opposed to the 1 check in lake that I could have done with the gold scale. So I was just basically playing the odds, and like getting to lake is really troublesome without Serenade and stuff. And like I could have just cleared the entirety of item by the time I actually walked to lake or something. So yeah, and then it still ended up being the gold scale, right? For the mirror shield.
Yep.
Unhinted. Completely
unhinted. I mean,
you could tell something was in Lake Hylia because of the presence of only 3 foolish hints.
yeah,
But that was your only indication.
I didn't actually know that could happen, but it just raised the question mark. Like, if there's only 3 foolish hints, does that mean there's only 3 foolish areas because another hint can't be provided? Is that the case?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Basically, all of the other locations were. This tells you that all of the other locations are still worth it because there's no more than 3 foolish hints, foolish locations. So it was it's actually really nice not getting a 4th foolish hint then, honestly.
Yeah, that was basically your only hint to the fact of Hookshot being in Hyrule Field, the Mirror Shield being there, and Magic being on King Zora. Your only hint was that you only had 3 foolish locations.
Yeah, but I mean, you were I was still finding the magic was pretty good when I did. Not that I immediately needed it, but all of the items that were unhinted, they just were basically on my route. That was actually really beneficial.
Yeah, it was really nice.
I wanted to
also
ask
that save point. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to ask you, so you said you weren't 100% sure about the foolish hints, but raised the question, and we saw you actually turn in letter, go out of your way into domain, despite the checks being dead, just to turn in letter, so that you could come back for King Zora later when you save warp to ice. Was that something you were thinking in mind, as in, oh well, domain's not foolish, so maybe there is an item on King Zora?
I mean, yeah, domain wasn't foolish, and it's I kind of felt like I wanted to get that letter in, just for the slight possibility. With that spawn point up there, basically next to Ice Cavern, that's really convenient, and I wanted to take advantage of that. Although when I was it came to me that once I handed in the letter, I was like, oh yeah, I can do King Zora backwards now. Well, I wasn't really thinking about it on the way up. I just wanted to do something else while giving myself some time to think about what I want to do next. And River was actually a fairly decent player at that stage in the game, given it's there's a couple checks up there on the way, and I can do something worthwhile while collecting the checks too.
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked a lot about, we saw a few people who seemed to be doing the same thing of just giving themselves time to think by getting stuff sorted, like Water Temple.
Yeah. Well, Water didn't really give anyone enough time to think, I guess. Unless you did.
No,
unless
but
you
it was why people
Glass.
went there.
We were commenting, one of the primary differences between you and the other runners on Restream was actually the magic. So, the others, they're still missing magic at the moment, actually. And
oh yeah, you're right. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, they don't really have. Maybe they do have an indication. Maybe they are thinking about that in the back of their head, but they didn't move King Zora yet.
Oh yeah.
Aside from
Ice is honestly with Fountain being dead, and then Ice is Song of Time and basically nothing else. Well, the Kikiri Sword, but that doesn't matter. But if you've never touched Ice, you just don't know if it's worth it or not. Given that you probably don't even need Song of Time because Water didn't require it, and if you played your keys right in GTG, you didn't need it for the long shot either. So, Song of Time is not really that tempting to pick up at any point in the game once you know it's there. So you can hope to save some time by not doing Ice or delaying it until later, which costs you because apparently no one has found the second magic.
The second magic
we did find the
in
second
trials.
magic. Yep, it's somewhere in Ganon's castle.
Okay, yeah. Well,
which honestly, I think we were talking about this. Probably there's some instances where getting the magic on King Zora saves you time anyways, just for Furora's win strats.
I mean,
hard to say,
let's not talk about my Furora's win strat, because I was standing there for a solid 5 seconds, and it was hold on, which way do I have to turn the room in Forest in order to get the result I want to have? And then I did the wrong thing anyway.
Yeah, it happens. I believe the last time you played was S8 quals, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I played one S8 qual, But like basically ever since my Challenge Cup finish, like not even this season, but last year, season 7, like I think I played like a seed or two in between, like really spaced out, and I played some like combo rando MMOT in between, but like somewhat casually. So like my execution is really, really and like all of, like the things that normally come naturally, like how to use full raws wind optimally and stuff. It's like it's gone. It's like I just had like a couple of moments where at least like my brain was lagging so hard that I just like kept moving. Like I was just somehow trying to keep moving while not making a mistake, and like we're just thinking of like what to do next. So I guess once I get a little bit back into the game. But yeah, I think, well, Challenge Cup was like my Challenge Cup was like 1.5 years ago, and I played like 3 seeds or something in between. So, but yeah, I'm still like that's
Oh, go ahead.
Actually, not having played that much, I am really happy with this time. Like top 5
yeah, absolutely.
is like I'm really happy with that. That's some good grounds to get back into the game. Like maybe, I don't know.
Like sometimes you need a break so you don't burn out, and yes, that does mean there is rust, but like it also means you get a chance to reignite your enthusiasm for the game.
Yeah, like I was trying a couple of times, but like whenever there was a timer running and there was people in the race room and stuff, I was like, I'm not really feeling it's like the pressure's on, and it's like, why should I subject myself to more pressure in my free time when I'm supposed to be enjoying things? Like, kind of that's like a revelation that kind of hit me in the last like year.
And like, good on you for doing that for your mental health. Like, that's hard.
Oh yeah, because like OT was something that, or like the randomizer in particular, and the community and stuff was something that kept me alive for like a couple of years straight. And just like admitting that you need some distance from that and like from the competitiveness of it all, and just taking a step back and just focusing on other things is really refreshing. Yeah.
I will be honest, I was not expecting wholesome life debate and advice after an OOT race, but this is actually something really important to talk about.
Yeah.
Because like burnout is a massive problem with people who do tournaments all the time, and it's something that needs mentioning. Like, you can just take a break, guys.
It does. It's really important.
So
it's really nice that especially in recent years, that people started talking about mental health, and people have started talking about it, and like in a way that like you can take it seriously. Like people are taking it seriously, and like I think in that, like if not in like many other regards, but in this regard, humanity has actually made a huge step forward. That goes really deep. Holy shit.
yeah, I know, right? Also, we have had a slew of finishers. Flint, 6th place, 2 hours 30:02. Then we get a rush of them. Levi in 7th place, 2:31:26. Epic Dev Skill, name I haven't come across, 8th place, 2 hours 32:27. Tober, 9th place, 2 hours 33:12. They keep coming! Let me finish the list! Y/N0, 10th place, 2 hours 35:10. Blue Roses for You, 11th place, 2 hours 35:40. And Sean, STD Sean, finishing in 12th place, 2 hours 35:55. GG's to all of you.
I was figuring that. Sorry, go ahead.
I wanted to comment that Green will most likely be very close behind all those people, as he's in Ganon's castle with all his dungeons down, looking for that potential second magic that we haven't actually seen on Restream yet. Somebody brought it up. And yeah, I guess this will be a moment of truth, and looks like it's Shadow Trial 2.
Yeah, Siny just came in and went, so where's the other magic? And we were like, yeah, Devin found it.
I
Right?
just
I mean,
wanted to
this
point out
basis,
one-
Shadow Trial is the one check, or like the one location in Ganon that you probably do last, right? So getting that magic, like if you do ice anyway, like if everyone does ice and you get the magic on King Zora and no one else does, then you actually save a couple minutes here, because you don't set a foot into Ganon's castle at all. Well, except for
Oh,
entering the
yeah.
tower, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, there is a snipe, less than 10 seconds snipe, actually. Bazoo Kazoo, okay, that's a great name. 13th place, 2 hours 36.56, and then DT Robin, 14th, 2:37.07. So that's less than 10 seconds. And then Green Cola. Wait, when did we get a Green Cola? 15th
Yep,
There's
They
all
have a
place,
sorts of
green
cola
cola.
now.
2:37.33.
Last season we also had an Inca Cola, a Za Cola, that being Zavi. Everybody changed their name to Cola for a meme, but Green Cola's actually been around. He's played Scrubs last season, I believe, and is very well known in MMR in particular. So
He's an actual cola, not one of the fake ones.
yes, that's what I'm trying to say. I also
And
wanted
oops,
to
my mental
say.
arithmetic sucks.
I also wanted to say one more thing. Normally, Shadow Trial 2 is a hint in these settings, like for sometimes, and we didn't even get it. The one time it could have been useful.
Yeah,
The
and
one
we even got an
time.
extra sometimes in 2, where because there was no Foolish in. So there was like one Foolish in missing, and we didn't even get it. Like, the odds were so good.
Yeah. There was another qual 2 seasons back where Shadow Trial 2 was your light arrows, and there was no sometimes hint for it, and I think it was something like Longshot was an absolutely terrible place, but fire arrows were on 30 skulls. And it was like,
I
well,
was grinding skulls.
either you grind skulls or you look for Longshot. Well, yeah, that qual was had a lot of forfeits to say the least.
Oh yeah, speaking of hookshot location, you know what the hookshot location in the seed, the first one in Hyrule Field, actually reminded me of? Of like the last 2 seeds I played in Challenge Cup last year, where there was the hookshot in that exact same spot too.
Oh, seriously?
And like people were like losing their minds over that hookshot location like 2 times in a row. It's like it was in the same like best of 3 even, I think. It was
Oh, clearly you were fated
crazy.
to come back to it then.
It's a sign.
This was
you know?
clearly your comeback race. Speaking of which, Koval just got it.
Also,
Oh, interesting. Interesting. They got the other hookshot fast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
lots of people got the other one first.
I mean, it depends on if you if you have a coin flip to make between going through Hyrule Field, clearing that, and going through Wasteland and reversing. And whatever play you make, that's the hookshot you get first. Although I feel like if you decide to go to Hyrule Field early, like getting Hyrule Field out of the way early in the seed is like, you're gonna save yourself a lot of trouble, I feel, because like you don't really like Hyrule Field is a bad location, and because it's like really slow and everything's really spread far apart and it's hard to route in because like there's no direct warp to it and all that kind of stuff. So it's like if you go to GGG first for your first hookshot, you can basically beat the entire game and then except for water and be like, where do I look for this now? Where do I go?
Yeah, we actually had one of the runners, I cannot remember who it was. Was it Koval? Who basically did all the North Hyrule Field checks on Epona and then went into Valley. So we were going, no!
Oh, yeah, you can. I mean, there's a scenario in which you like go, like you go and check the Tag Grotto and then just go straight to Valley, right? And then you skip
Which is
the
what
other.
they did, yeah.
Ah, that sucks.
Yeah.
So Yin Blue Roses and STG Sean with the raids, thank you. I also wanted to point out that we got a 16th place finisher, Akaneni, with a 238.26, as well as Jarek finishing with a 239.09 in 17th place, and Wind Atomic finishing in 18th place with 241.12.
Hello, all the lovely people joining us. We would love to hear your thoughts on that hookshot location.
And the magics.
Oh, and the magics. How many of you found magic on King Zora?
Yeah, Team Azoma finishing in 19th place, 241.57. And now, Green Pepper. Oh, we got a snipe. Scan finishing in 20th place with a 242.23. Green with a 242.25 in 21st place. 2-second snipe, unfortunately. But Green will come second on restream.
Ah, Blue Roses worked out that King Zora had to have something. We found someone else who followed the logic. There isn't a King Zora hint. It's the fact that there were only 3 foolish hints. So that meant everywhere else that was a major location had to actually have something, and you knew that the other 2 hints in Domain were hinted dead. So you knew that King Zora had to have something.
Oh, Yin was saying... Yin in chat is saying that there is a hint somewhere for King Zora, like a direct hint for magic.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, we just didn't see it on restream yet, so maybe Hyrule Castle too. We haven't seen that one, or something like that.
I did say right at the beginning, we're spawning in Child Castle. How many people will actually go and get that Castle 2 hint? I said that right at the start. Okay, it wasn't on Hyrule Castle 2.
We have not seen Deku Tree hints yet.
No, I don't think we saw Deku Tree hints. That's weird, because Forest was so late.
Yeah, I guess nobody checked Deku Tree hints on restream, so there's a chance that hint could be there. Maybe both copies are there.
In which case, it would be funny because that would be like 2 different ways for the sea to tell you there's something. Kakiri's sword was in ice.
Yeah.
Specifically, it was visible. It was the freestanding one in the room where you have the 2 frozen checks on either side. I don't know what the name of it is.
I just call it the room you do second, because everybody does it second.
Yeah, that's fair. So, chat. This is a long slog of seed. I'm going to throw it out to you guys. Do you want to stay here chatting about things? Or do you want to wrap up the stream and maybe raid New IT Guy or Koval White? Because honestly, I think there's a fair amount to talk about, and I would like to chat to New IT Guy about this, but other people may have schedules.
I'm indifferent about it personally.
Me too.
I think well, New IT Guy's very close to finishing. I know you really wanted to interview him.
Okay, I can do without it, but I would like to, and bearing in mind that New IT Guy needs to find the magic first.
They're heading into Ganon's castle without it, so it looks like they'll get it, and they'll be done within, I think, easily within the next 10 minutes. Probably less, maybe less than that. Depends on.
Would still be a sub 3, I believe.
Yeah, it'll sub 3 comfortably.
Okay,
So,
the King Zora hint has been found in the back of Deku Tree.
Got it. Thanks, Ian.
Oh god, really?
Yep, just tucked in behind it.
I was like, when I beat Forest, I was like, do I really need more hints? Also, there was supposed to be a hint for the fairy fountains, for the castle ones. Did that one show up? Was that the other back of Deku Tree hint? Or was that a back of Lake hint, maybe?
We never saw it.
We never saw it.
Well, then I didn't see it either, so...
The other place it could be, which, funny enough, Qual 1 had this thing. So, Qual 1 had a hint in pre-completed DC for Iron Boots. and then the other copy was Hyrule Castle too. So
Ugh.
Makes you
Yeah.
think that makes you consider if you have a bomb bag early, just going in there for the hint, right? Even if it's pre-completed. Oh boy.
Apparently,
That's
Sean
not
found
something
the
you
hint.
want to lose to.
Apparently, Sean found the hint.
Oh, where was it then?
I imagine back of Lake. Oh,
mean,
Hyrule
that's-
Castle 2.
It could have been Hyrule Castle too, right?
IT
Could've-
Guy is checking inside Ganon's castle because he's still missing magic.
Trying some bow extension is the trick, right? Not extended bow. Although you could probably call it either way, but giving up on that bow extension. Yeah, that's fair. Sometimes you just can't get it. And especially if you've been playing for a long time.
Honestly, I just
playing a
never
long
bother
season,
trying.
you kind of just want to be done with it.
Yeah, I just don't bother trying. Just give me a bomb shoe.
Yeah, I
That was his last bomb shoe,
I
by the way.
do it.
That was the
Yeah.
last bomb shoe. Oh god. Cutting it close.
The last magic was Shadow Trial 2. Besides King's Aura, of course. Yeah, also wanted to say Sky Goro finishing in 22nd place with 247.15.
Yeah, this seed had a lot of items in weird out of the way places that were technically unhinted apart from kind of the anti-hint of the foolish things saying that there was stuff everywhere.
Sean, the last path was Kakariko to Volvagia, which was for strength, so you get a hammer. And I also told you that Deep Fire had the second strength. Pretty much.
That hint was easily the most important one of the bunch.
Yeah. We got a 1 second snipe, December Ween finishing in 223rd with a time of 249.10, and Mantalus finishing in 24th place with a time of 249.11. So 1 second apart. Both of them were in Scrubs last year, I believe December 1 Group Nocturne, and Mantalus, I believe I wanted to say Group Serenade? I will have to double check that.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, just the two players who the players that just finished. They were both in Scrubs last year.
Oh, nice. And IT Guy has their magic. And now he's going up the tower with 1 3/4 hearts. Go on, please tell me you remember the all of the fairies. There we go.
Oh, I must be misremembering. I think Mantalus was not Scrubs last season then. I know December 1 Nocturne though.
I must admit, I've not been following any tournament activity really, in the last year or so.
Same.
So there's a lot of new faces for me here too.
Yeah, it's really nice to see all new people.
Even I'm probably a new face to you, which is
You
crazy.
are in fact
probably.
a new face to me.
Yeah, I did play season 8, and got Challenge Cup, and
Nice.
made it to knockouts and all that. But I actually only started 2 years ago. I was Group Minuet, and I was the worst player in it. So around the time you were winning Challenge Cup, that's where I was.
Just goes to show that anyone can practice and everyone can improve.
Yeah, I do want to say in regards to that, for those who might be in chat and looking to get into racing, this tournament is a great introduction to it, and frankly, it's not as intimidating as you think. There is quite a decent amount to learn at the beginning, but it's really what I'm trying to sort of say is don't feel intimidated.
Yeah.
Especially this is sort of an environment where nobody judges about performance in scrubs. They know everybody's a new player, so it's not like you're going to be scrutinized for how you play or anything like
Yeah,
that.
the whole
You don't
tournament
have
is
to worry about that.
specifically designed for new players to get their feet wet with competitive racing.
And as somebody who previously was in the scrubs tournament, I would definitely recommend it. You know, the experience was great. And I hope the players playing in, who qualify this year, I hope they have a great experience too. I personally have played the settings, I enjoy them, so I hope they're enjoying them as well. So on Restream, New IT Guy did get their magic from Shadow Trial 2. They're going to be facing Salt and Pepper. Koval, on the other hand, is... I think they're looking for their last hook shot. I'm not.
They're looking for the
sure.
hammer too, according to the tracker at least.
Oh no, they've done fire.
Huh? Yeah, they did. So that's just okay. It's not marked off, but
yeah, I think it's just the hook and field because they went north field and then did GTG. They didn't do south field. Oh, Golden saying Koval has long shot. Really?
maybe looking for magic. I think
Yeah.
he just wanted to like do his last couple of child checks before going adult because you don't want to go adult, leave one check and shop behind, and then not find anything, and then go back.
Let's say magic is just both are in child area, like child lake. That'd be pretty brutal.
Hmm.
Vinter finishing in 25th place with a 252.47. GG's.
Very nice, GG's. Also, I like the fact that like chat goes on and it's just, and then there's KLO going, "Excuse me, I will happily judge me." in my defense, like I don't actually really run games. I love the logic. I love trying to work out the puzzle, but I am absolutely awful at actually playing it. And this is why you will never see me in a tournament. On the other hand, I will happily do Pictionary. Have you played the mode where like one person has the spoiler log but can only communicate via Pictionary? Because that's fun.
I've seen people do it, and it looks like a lot of fun. But like I cannot draw.
I very much can. I am
So-
in fact considering opening commissions. So yeah, it's a little unfair to put me on the Pictionary side of things.
I would probably play along as long as I do not ever have to draw.
Yeah, that's fine. I can do the drawing. Anyone else can do the playing.
I'm sure it must be fun to draw a tech type for tech type Grotto.
I will be honest, at one point I literally just drew the entrance of Forest Temple to tell them where to go. It's just like, I'm not even going to attempt to write out which individual check. I'm just going to draw the entire environment in just 2 arrows.
I mean, you can like incrementally guide people to where they need to go. Like if you can't like come up with the exact check right now, just like do the Forest Temple entrance first, and then once they're on their way to Forest Temple, you just draw the second part of that, and like tell them the exact check that they need to do.
Yeah, like draw the red Poe or something.
And we've got some more finishers. Do you want to read them out?
Sure. Zelon, I believe is the way you pronounce it. It's Zelon. Finished in 26th place with a time of 2:55.03. And Alexo, who was a former Group Serenade champion 2 seasons ago, finished in 27th place with a time of 2:55.06, just 3 seconds behind. Moshes, I believe is how you pronounce it. I could be wrong on that too, or Moches. Finished in 28th with a time of 2:55.31. Miss Dagger, also somebody who played in Scrubs last year, Group Serenade, finished in 29th place with a 2:55.41 time. And finally, Briggs finished in 30th place with a time of 2:56.29. GG's to all of you. New IT guy will probably be finishing in that range very, very shortly.
Yep. Nice and
It
close.
should barely be a sub 3. Like the cutscene and stuff still.
Honestly,
Come
not
on.
bad considering
Don't die.
how mean the seed was.
Okay.
Yep, very mean seed. Like, it just goes to show that nice settings does not equal nice seed.
That has never been the case.
Like, so many people think, oh, don't worry, I'll pick some easy settings, so I'll be done nice and quickly. And I'm like, really? You think
have
it's going to
no
be that
idea.
nice?
That's not how this works. That's not how
That is
any
not
of
how
this
this works.
And new IT guy finishing in 31st place at a time of 2:58.06. GG's. And
GG's.
he has said that he will come in for an interview.
GG.
So, Estantia, you'll be able to pick his brain apart. And welcome in, new IT
GG's.
guy.
GG's.
GG's.
That was a fun scene.
Yeah, fun is one way to put it. So how much did you get from the hint logic? Because there was a surprising amount of information the hint logic gave you this seat.
I have GGG to Morpha for something, a long shot. I have the crappy Phantom Ganon path for the song, or for Minuet, just to logically get there. And then I have the strength hint in Kakariko, and then I kind of quit reading hints.
Oh, okay. So this
So
was
not very
actually-
helpful to me.
So this was actually a really interesting seed for hint logic because there was only 3 foolish hints.
Yeah,
And that told you that there was basically stuff everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is why I kind of didn't read hints.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yes, that strength hint was great for helping to find strength too.
Strength
Because strength 2 being in fire, being
Right,
specifically
right.
hammer locked,
Yep.
because there are very few checks that are locked behind only strength 1.
Yep.
So you knew that it was 90% probably behind hammer,
Mhm.
which led you straight to fire.
Right.
Yeah, that Kakariko to Volv path. I hope you. I don't. You said you stopped reading hints. I know you went into that direction late, so I don't know if you actually got that, but that was the path, and yeah,
I had CAC to Volv really early, actually.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah,
I don't remember where I read it at, but I was just like, okay. I don't remember if I know I routed in like I wanted to route in picking up the no, it wasn't picking up the beam, it was picking up Rudos. Because I didn't have a great way to get to Rudo's letter, and I didn't have a clue where the boomerang was at the time. So I routed it in a way where I got my Rudos off of Frogs 1, and then routed into Dompe, Night Skulls, and then from there it kind of just took off.
Also, I'm sure you're very curious to know where the other magic is. So
Ice?
No. So you I don't know if you actually did. You ever check your spawn as adult? By the way?
Nah, I didn't bother.
Well, it was behind King Zora in Zora's Fountain, which put ice in logic basically
Yeah.
So you got a
very,
bottle.
very early. Yeah, if you got a bottle.
Yeah, so it was a nice.
No,
Not
it was
quite.
actually King Zora.
Oh, yeah. That was in the back of my mind as to where magic could be if it wasn't in IGC. I just kind of played from the knowledge of the seed didn't really give me any good path hints from where I found things, so and given nothing in the seed was actually magic locked, that I found, because that was the reason I did so much of Spirit as a child, was I didn't want to do bow crap. So, and
Honestly,
neither one of the fire checks were keys. So I knew that, okay, literally nothing in this seed is magic locked. I kind of YOLO'd for gold scale water, which ended up working out in my favor because it was just kind of right there. But
It was a good time to find a long shot. We were a little bit worried because, it can be a bit of a pain to go all the way back to field just for those grottos, but you did work it out well.
Where was that wasn't my first. GTG was my long shot. I had the field grotto as my first hook.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did. I'm sorry. Koval and
Yeah.
Green struggled with it for quite some time. On top of the
No,
magic.
because the seed didn't give me much to start out with. I kind of rushed field, having a feeling that something would be out there, because open grotto notoriously has a big chest in it for something stupid. But when I saw the hook and then 10 skulls, and then I had the bow off from well, because I dipped well early because I didn't want to find where the claim check was. Turns out it's Valley Crate or something stupid. I think it was Valley Crate. Anyway.
Yeah. Claim check was Valley Crate.
Yeah, so I kind of skipped around all that. Also, the GTG logic, or since Song of Time was hinted in GTG, I kind of knew what the key layout had to be. So once I found Longshot in there, I kind of said, I'm not going to go to ice.
Yeah.
But
yeah, makes sense. Especially with Twilight being directly hinted. Oh, one more thing. If you're very curious, chat pointed out that there was actually a direct hint for King Zora Magic in the back of Deku.
Yeah, I didn't look. That would have been great to know.
Yeah.
Yep, just nope.
But regardless, like, how do you feel? How do you feel you did? Like, do you feel
So,
like result for you?
Well, I mean, I'll take 31st place. I'm up 2 positions from yesterday. It kind of sucks that I got sniped 5 times in the Ganon fight, but that's kind of whatever. I wanted to practice my power crouch stabbing with the hammer. Not that I just forgot to jump slash. No, I really wanted to hit him 10 times with the hammer because the seed sucked.
Honestly?
No. It was not intentional. I really just brain farted. You need to jump slash at some point, and then I went, well, we're just gonna hit him 10 times with the hammer. It'll be fine. Yeah, my dungeon execution was god awful. Volvagia's my Volvagia's always bad, so that was kind of whatever. But Twin Rova really just screwed me on the first phase, and then my Jabu's kind of meh anyway. But I felt like
you still did it better than I would have done.
Yeah, I feel okay about it. I feel like I did a really good job considering that there's just a whole bunch of stuff hinted that I just didn't, find the hints for, But
yes, it was also very fun because you do so much commentary, and because I've commentated with you so much. It was actually really fun getting to watch you play and see that. So
see my ADHD riddled routing.
Also, it's fun because it was just like, yes, I would also do exactly the same kind of failure at the slingshot game. This is why I don't play.
Yeah, that was intentional. I really just wanted to show you guys Slingshot Minigame Simulator for 10 minutes. Not just because I'm really bad at the game. Yeah, I was, if I wasn't on Restream, I was half tempted to DNF after the 5th try. Just because it tilted me so much that it took that long, but...
Yeah, there's a reason that I just take those checks out whenever I run a seed. So, massive kudos to you, because running in these things is hard.
Right. But no, overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I don't think. What was? I'm assuming it was just dead. But where was the fairy hint? Because I don't think I saw the Great Fairy Fountain, and that was kind of troubling me.
Hyrule Castle
HC2.
2.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
right
yeah.
next to your child spawn.
So Hyrule Castle 2 and probably Dodongo's Cavern. That's where the other hint likes to hide now.
Yep.
Yep.
Got it. All right.
So, anything else to say, or are we roughly done here?
No, I don't have much left. I mean, it was it felt pretty straightforward, minus the magic at the end, which apparently was early, but I'm just like, nah, I'll just ignore that, and we'll just find it in Ganon's castle.
Yeah, that was lucky for a lot of runners. That could have made the seed far longer.
Yeah. But no, I don't have anything. Thanks for featuring me on Restream. It was a fun time.
Thank you for running for us, and thank you, Daredevil, also for running for us.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me. It was, I think, like I was still on the fence of like, do I even want to play this? But like being asked to be on Restream was like, yeah, I'm gonna play it, and then it also contributed to me actually finishing. But yeah, it was really nice. I enjoyed it.
One thing I will say, our last runner is finally in go mode because they just got their magic. Or our last runner on Restream, that is. There's still quite a few people running the seed, I believe. I believe it's like
15.
About 15.
13. About math. Was the last runner on Restream, was their magic also the IGC one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, the main issue that Koval had was Koval, we think, did the north half of Hyrule Field checks on the way to Gerudo Training Grounds, but didn't do the southern half until very late.
Yeah, I always do the southern half because I never have iron boots or gold scale at that time, so I usually orphan off tech type, but choose to go to southern field, but that's just me.
But yeah, that was what delayed them mostly.
Gotcha.
Yeah, actually, the only person who got the King Zora magic on Restream was indeed Devin.
Yeah.
And frankly, I think you and Devin, you both got the hook in field at a good time. Green and Cobalt actually struggled with it on the more like struggled to get it, so they took some time for them to get it.
Yeah, I was really hoping that the path to GTG was the long shot and not the iron boots.
Do you remember where the iron boots were? Because I totally forgot.
Child Spirit was Alphos room.
Yeah, they were in Child Spirit, right?
Yeah, and I had already done water by the time I saw them. I'm just kind of like, okay.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, because I wanted to try gold scale water on just the chance that it is available, and that the boss key is just somewhere nice, which Cracked Walls, I would consider that very nice.
That's pretty nice.
So, I mean, yeah, having to raise and lower the water level kind of sucks, but it is what it is.
Did you have any chews when you were getting the boss key? Because, like,
Yes.
There's a trick that you can do.
Yep. I did have choose, but I only had one, and I wanted to save that for Spirit Trial. So I did I lowered it. Well, it doesn't matter. Even if I had choose, I couldn't do anything about it. I'd still have to lower the water level because I didn't have irons.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you needed to. Yeah, right.
So I did the hover boot side jump and dropped the bomb instead.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then spent 2 or 3 seconds trying to do bow extension to go, why am I doing this? I saved Chew exactly for this reason. What am I doing? But I did enjoy the Baton and Ganon's Castle, like my other bow, and then all these other big chests leading up to it. I thought maybe it was magic in Spirit for on the what was it, boss key chest that had paperweight in it instead. And I'm like, okay. See, it's got jokes. It's just going to be in IGC now. But. Anyway, I'm on a bounce. But thanks for the restream.
Thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to have Cobalt finish, and then we'll ask for a very, very quick interview because this has been going on for the seed, and stream has been quite lengthy. It was one of the more lengthy seeds, especially for scrubs. So yeah, we'll see if they want to come in for an interview. We'll try and keep it short as they're about to finish up Ganon.
Going to dip too. Thanks again for having me. Have a nice rest of your day, everyone. And
yes,
of course, thank you for being here.
Bye bye.
Yep, thank you for running and thank you for coming in for an interview.
Welcome.
Hope to see you around.
Bye.
Speaking of which, while this Ganon fight is happening, I'm going to get myself another drink of water because that's probably contributing to me being less brainy than usual.
I had to get a glass before the stream started, like 1 minute before. Koval finishing up phase 1. Looks like a pretty clean phase 1, and phase 2 appears to be pretty clean as well.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
How many races were there total for this race, do you know?
As in, like, how many qualifiers or how many people?
How many people?
Oh, 48 racers, and 2 DNF'd. There's still, I think about, like, there's still 11 running, including Koval, who is just about to finish.
Hey.
So get your GGs out in the chat for Koval. Koval has finished in 36th place with a time of 3:15.08. GG's.
GG's.
I believe, I want to say Koval has played in Scrubs, but I think it was before my time even.
Well,
Let's see if I
we'll
can...
see if he comes in for an interview and then we can ask him.
Yeah.
Okay, Blue Roses says that Koval has played in Scrubs before.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't last season, to my knowledge. Might have been 3 seasons ago, I want to say. Because I have seen them around for some time.
GG.
Welcome in, Koval. GG's.
What a terrible play.
Yeah, there was some troll placements of items there, weren't there?
So I missed the this playthrough for the long shot. So GTG was the first hookshot on the right side, and I forgot what the other stuff was.
The other hookshot was in Bomb Grotto in Hyrule Field.
Yeah, on my side, it should hookshot, long shot, but both hookshots was free.
You thought it was you thought the one in Gerudo Training Ground was hook locked, and
Yeah,
you worked
that's
under
right.
that assumption. Yeah, that
GTG, yeah, GTG was their path to Morpher. So this is the thing, and in my brain I put it out. That was the hit that fits, and the other hook shot, or in this case the long shot, had to be behind the hook shot.
fair
Yeah,
enough.
whereas I got confused and I thought it was the other way around because I thought that hookshot in GTG was locked by hookshot through key logic, so I thought that was logically second. I have since been corrected.
Yeah, I have seen that spot be first hook shot before, the one in GTG, but yeah, you know, it happens.
Yeah, true.
If you're curious where the other magic was, it was King Zora.
Oi.
And apparently there was a hint for it in the back of that page, but Devin got it.
No
without.
way. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And
I
what's
didn't.
even...
I didn't go for Deku Tree, so I thought I have the most of the hints, so I didn't need it. And what can I say? Yeah, that would be my last location. For the first time, I saw the spawning point of Adult Link. I should pick the blue fire and unfreeze King Sora from behind. That would be maybe a better idea, but yeah, I never went back.
Yeah, one more question. So there was some very interesting hint logic in the seed, where the game normally has 4 foolishes, these settings, but we only had 3 foolishes, which means every other area except the ones that can't be hinted foolish because they disabled that, such as Zora's Domain, Lake, like all those areas, that meant that they couldn't be, that they had to have one major item. It could be a bow, it could be a Zora tunic, it could be some garbage, but it could be your magic or something. Were you aware of this sort of niche?
I was a little bit confused at the start. That's just 3 foolish hints, but there were also a hint for a bow, and I don't think about it anymore. So that's it. So I took it as it comes.
So, I guess now you know. If the game can't give you 4 foolish hints, now you know that every other area has to have at least 1 item, except like. Yin asking in chat. Yin, the reason why is because in Scrubs in particular, Wasteland, Fortress, Temple of Time, and I think one other place, they can't be foolish. They can't be hinted foolish. The Scrubs organization disabled it. So
Because it just kept coming up so often.
Yeah, because it would be like 80% of foolishes. So because of that, it only generated 3 foolishes. All the other areas were guaranteed to have an item. But yeah, I guess that's a new thing to know. But anyways, before we end and call it, do you have any questions for us?
No. To be honest, no. It was a terrible play on my side, and I was glad to read Water Temple and Jabu Jabu is foolish. So yeah, I have to watch the restream later and yeah, see what's wrong on my side.
Well, it is a good way to watch back and learn. You know, I learned a lot from watching back restreams and just also racing other people and watching their perspective. I would recommend it. It helped me improve a lot. But yeah, on that note, it's been quite a lengthy seed. It was a very long seed, and
Yes.
we'll probably wrap it up here. So thank you for coming in for an interview.
Yeah, no problem.
Before we end, I will also shout out, the runners. Thank you today to our runners who allowed us to restream them. New IT Guy, Devin, Koval, and Green Pepper. And thank you to our trackers for today, Lady Draco and Procrastinator, or Procrastinator at. They were fantastic, double tracking, and without them we wouldn't know anything of what's going on our ends. And thank you also to my co-commentator, Estentia. And of course, thank you to our wonderful restreamer, Golden Devil, who I will now, I'll let them take it away from here.
Yep. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you want to watch the rest of the qualifiers for this tournament, if they're restreamed, they'll be over on Scrub Central. With that, we're going to go right over to ZSR 3, where we've got a Wind Waker race. There's also going to be a Link to the Past 19-way tiebreaker restreamed on a few of our channels here in about an hour and a half. But thanks for watching, everyone, and have a good rest of your Sunday.
Goodbye.